as well. Okay, so we're all here. We're all on board. Oh, we are live. We are live. Malika don't play.
Okay, first thing we're going to do is make sure we all got a good reception. So I'm going to have everybody to say something so we
Right.
can make
Testing,
sure.
testing, testing, testing.
Hello, everyone.
Y'all drop us a one if you guys can hear us good. Okay, if there's no echoing or anything in the background, drop us a one. Bless up, Miss Anointed. I love your name, by the way. Y'all ready for this live? Are y'all ready for this live? Are y'all ready? We've been ready. Okay, so everybody dropping us a one. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Yvette. Docs on the rocks. Janine. Amelia. Precious love. Moments for life. Greetings. Greetings, everybody. We got 16 viewers so far. Y'all ready for this live? We've been waiting for this live. Hey, Nana. We're going to get some more people time to get in because we don't want to start and have people coming like at the ass end of the conversation. So we're going to try to get some more people time to get in before we get started. We have John with us today. We have a new person on our panel today who we're going to introduce you guys to, who's been so helpful behind the scenes and a big part of what we're getting ready to present to y'all today. Hey Don, my love, I need your FB name. I want you to hear something. Okay, Mr. Anointed. Just email me at malikasworld@gmail.com. All right. Million, that's right, Million. Drop them hearts, everybody. Drop them hearts. Justice for Kanika. That's the reason why we here. The reason why we all gathered today. Please, let's lift her up. Let's drop justice for Kanika because we still believe in justice. We still believe that justice can prevail. Okay, so let's drop justice for Kanika. Hashtag fact not fiction. Hashtag KJ J4K. Let's drop them. Let's drop them. We get some hearts going, we lift her spirit up, and we can go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. At any time, if it get too loud in my background, just let me know. John and Raya. Evening live. I have the whole family home, and I have a big house. I had a big house. Drop them hearts. Hey, Gary Joe. Gary Joe is another one. He's a faithful Kanika follower. He be on top of his stuff. I like Gary Joe. What is that? Sunray Wood. Hey, Vet. Okay, y'all. I guess we can go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute my mic, and I'm gonna let John start us off. All right, y'all. All right.
Okay. All right. Malika, thank you. Good to be back. How's everybody doing? If you can just do a sound check to make sure that everybody can hear me, drop a one, drop a one, drop a one, drop a one. How you doing, Lisa? Welcome to tonight's live discussion. Yvette, how you doing? Welcome to tonight's live discussion. Precious love or life. Now, y'all remember I cannot see the chat, so I'm just quick at taking notes. So
Okay. Everybody dropping one.
Yeah, good. Miss Anointed, welcome. I think Miss Anointed this afternoon asked me to give her an invite to the Facebook discussion group that we have. So, Miss Anointed, if you hear me, and I know you do, all you got to do is come back. Just reapply again, and make sure that your name is Miss Anointed, not anybody else's name, because I won't know you. Let me know, and I'll go ahead and accept you into the group so you can get in there because we are busy, extremely busy right now. So it's been, anytime I try to get a chance to accept people into the Facebook discussion group, I can. I'll do it the moment I wake up sometimes, or if I'm in the middle of the day and I get a break, I'll check the group, and again, just before I go to bed at night, I'll check the group again. So, for those of you who are interested in joining the Facebook discussion group, which is booming right now with a lot of activity, be sure to apply yourself if you're looking to be a part of the team. And that's the reason why we built it, because this is a team effort. This is not just Malika, and it's not just Raya, myself, or Nancy Drew. It's a team effort. We are there already. I have to say. I'm not going to spill the beans. I'm just going to keep going. Gary Joe, welcome. And for those that are just coming in the discussion group tonight, welcome, welcome, definitely. Malika has been on fire her last couple of lives. Has anyone noticed that? Has anyone noticed that? It's like she turned a corner, and then all of a sudden it's like, where is this coming from? Which is far beyond anybody else's comprehension as to the direction as to where this case is today. Because we've been all led to believe that, we watch a 36-hour video and the narratives and la da 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 da, do the Irene video, the Thai video, and everything else like that, but we still are stuck in a box somewhere just pertaining to that information. So a lot of people are just wondering, is this case over? Is this done? Is there any more that we can do? Well, the answer is absolutely, positively yes. And there is a lot being done in the Malika Truth Seekers Facebook discussion group that we have that's going on. And a lot of the work that Malika's doing, a lot of the work that Raya's doing, I'm doing, Nancy Drew is doing behind the scenes. We can come on every day like we would wish to, as this information comes out, because it has to be verified and it's got to be corroborated as fact. And that's what Malika definitely wants to deliver, is the facts. And well, you guys know her spirit. She knows how to deliver. That is one thing for sure. But yeah, her last couple of lives have been absolutely explosive. Explosive with information that we would not even have thought about if we were still looking at, what we were given. So it's been an extraordinary time for us because we're right now at the precipice, at the edge of everything we've been after. This is not just someone who died in a freezer and case closed. This is not that discussion. This is someone who died in a freezer, and there's a reason for it, a big one. And as Malika has ciphered the information and discerned a lot of it to bring to us over the last couple of lives, you guys are more in the front end of this story than anybody else outside of this chat. Let me say that again. You guys are on the front end, the cutting edge of the information, more so than anybody else outside this chat on the YouTube world. Still trying to prevent excuse me, present information with the same video or the same pictures or the same blurry pictures you can't make faces or any kind of reason out of. Okay? That stuff will not hold up in court for anybody to pick up because it is indistinguishable. They want facts. They want clear, like a glass of water. You could see right through it. And there's no other discussion other than the premise of the fact. And that's what we're here to do. Okay? So tonight's discussion, A Time for Truth and Revelation, opens that door. So if you're ready for that door to open, for those students that have been out there and those seekers and warriors that have been out there, grab your pen, get a notebook. We're about to drop some very, very heavy information on you here tonight. Okay, I'm proud to have Malika, ask me to open up tonight's discussion for the very first time. I've been around, busy, doing my background investigations on the information that I've come across, and we have come across some very enlightening stuff to where Malika said, "We got to go live. We got to go live. We got to go live. We got to do it tonight. Got to do it tonight. Get ready." So she grabbed me and she grabbed Rhea and made some additional phone calls to some other folks to see if they can join us in tying together uh, this time for truth and revelation. Because we're here after 8 months. Well, not after, but going on now, 8 months. 8 months we've been traveling together on this story, and we've come across some extraordinary things. It's just not regular, ordinary people having something out of the ordinary happen to someone who was just ordinary at all. In fact, it's an amazing revelation, if you will, to find out that these just were not ordinary people. And as Malika pointed out in a number of her lives, and I'd like to just briefly just go over the number of live panel discussions Malika has done. You'd be amazed to find out how, because she just keeps going. She just keeps going, and God bless her and her family for allowing her to make KJ in this case, and this case for not only her but for a lot of people that may have experienced this type of a situation in the past but never had a voice to express it. So I thank God for Malika, and she pulled me on board, and we've been connected ever since. We're stuck, obviously, and so we're very honored and blessed, privileged to be a part of this dynamic and extraordinary story concerning a 19-year-old that lost their lives in such a way we've never heard before. So tonight, it's a time for truth and revelation. We're going to wrap this thing tight. And in the upcoming lives, and you should not miss it, in the upcoming lives, I believe we are going to be at a doorway to where we have exactly what we need to get ready to deliver. We have exactly what we need, bar none, hands down. Everything that we need, we have. And no one on YouTube can say that. I will say that because we have exactly what we need to deliver. Okay? It is a lot of information. It's a lot of photographs, a lot of connecting the dots to relevant pieces of information that makes this case so important for us to be able to deliver it into the right hands to do the job that we're looking for them to do. Okay? All right, so welcome back, Ria.
Hello, are we back?
I see she popped on and popped off.
Okay, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
back.
I believe she's back. If you can unmute your mic just to let us know you're back.
Actually, that was Malika John. That
Oh,
was
that was
John,
me.
Ryan,
oh, that
are
was
you back?
you. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, okay, my screen is slow then. My goodness.
yeah, I'm back. Go ahead, y'all.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome back, ladies. Even if you didn't pop off, welcome back. All right. So, a time for truth and revelation begins tonight. And Malika's history in covering this case is so important that I would recommend and suggest anyone that has not listened to every single one of her lives from the beginning to go ahead and take that time and listen to her conversations and her information on this case because she's come a long way. You know, September 8th of 2017 was just a moment ago for us all. But to take a look at it in a time capsule, it's now going close to 8 months. So, just to go over a number of her lives, she came out busting out with a live called Why Kanika? Why Kanika? And she had a conversation with Italian Honey. And this was due to the fact that, Malika came out, you know, gangbusters. And there was a lot of nonsense going on at the time, and a lot of, fakery and a lot of, just a lot of underhanded stuff that she wasn't standing for. And I'm sure that for those of you that have followed Malika since then, you know she means business. And she came out in a video to mean business. So in that video, she discusses a reconciliation with another YouTuber that there was a misunderstanding about, as well as a number of other YouTubers that were just, question marks in this whole case. So she identified herself as being real in that live with Italian Honey. And if Italian Honey's in the room tonight, hopefully she'll get wind of tonight's live. You guys did an extraordinary thing that hadn't been done on YouTube since all of the commotion and chaos and backstabbing has been going on, was to make up on live and to join together forces in a live that made sense for Justice for Kanika than to try to compete with one another as to who's right, who's wrong, who's left, who's right, who's up, who's down, and all this other stuff. So, in the conversation, the honesty and the integrity came out of both women. And that's what you'll find there, along with additional information as to the progress that was made at that time. She also did another live called, interesting. I don't know if anyone has heard that one, but she came out and started really looking at the case and started taking a look at some very important pieces of the case and says, well, that's interesting about this particular item and this particular person and this particular thing. And she, let her intentions, well known. She made her intentions clear. I'm going after this case. We need justice for Kanika, and that's what I'm here for. So she was very clear from the outset as to what she was after. I think I was in the chat room at that time. She did that live, and rooting her on and listening to her at the same time out of the genuineness that she was able to present and display in that live. And the information that she gave as well. Peep session with the Thai live she did. And this is where she was defining what, interesting was all about. She took us through that video as to what Ty was doing, who Ty was, what was happening in the room, how many people were there, and the activities that were going on. And she was absolutely one on one, point on point, going through everything that she was exposed to, presenting that particular video piece. She also did one with Irene as well. I came on board and it came down time for a discussion with John. And this was my first live that I've done with Malika. She asked me to come on board because I was hitting some points in the chat room, like most of you are doing right now. And she just felt compelled to reach out to me and said, look, I see you're serious. You're here in the chat room. You're here every live I've done. Why don't you join me? And I guess my turn was up. And so I joined her to introduce myself and how I got on board, my start in the case and everything. And that's also in that live, in the discussion with me. Sleep deprivation was another live video that we were able to do because we started identifying behavioral patterns in the Ty and Irene videos. If there was a crime committed, and there was, then you got a guilty party that's involved. They're not going to get any sleep because they're going to be wondering what the other one's going to say, whether it's be on Facebook or any of the other social platforms that are out there. They're going to start talking. And so when you are nervous and you start trying to withhold because they were told not to say anything, remember? When you start to try to withhold information that you know to be true, and it starts to get into your skin, it starts to get into your sleep. You don't sleep at night. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, we start seeing videos of certain people, like Irene, like Shemaiah, and the infamous Monifa started coming out and trying to get a feel as to, what the audience was thinking about them after the fact of September the 8th into the 9th. Okay? Evidence leaves clues. We covered a lot of information there because we started specifying what the evidence was. Okay? In terms of the people that were there, the names, we started getting into associations, people identifying or being identified in groups. This just wasn't an ordinary crowd getting together for somebody's birthday party. This was a kickback at a hotel with specific people that were invited and involved. Another video that Malika did was an afternoon chat with the subscribers, with you guys, to get a feel as to what you guys were feeling and understanding and your experiences and everything. And she reached out to a point to where she expressed a lot of her findings along with the information that you guys were sharing with her. So that was a big plus. And I was in the audience. I'm at work most of the time. She goes live anyway. And I'm going, darn, I should have been there. Darn, I should have been there. But she does a great, fantastic job in covering all of the facts. And the amount of time she's to do it is extraordinary. Because most people, like other YouTubers out there, will spend 5 and 8 hours just trying to tell you something that they haven't told you even after that time. Malika comes right out and she blows you away with it. So that afternoon chat that she had with the subscribers was very interesting because it told us a lot about who she is. And she shared a lot of herself, personally, privately, with you. I've heard that. And it takes a lot of courage and fortitude and integrity, heart, and love to do that. I don't think anyone in this chat room has come across any other YouTuber out there who describe themselves as a person and as a mother and as a wife, as a friend, and as someone who is very concerned about someone's child that was definitely done wrong. Malika expressed herself in a way that captures not only our minds but our hearts. And that is exactly who's in this room tonight. People of heart. I spoke about it takes heart for this case. You can't do it with your mind only because the heart is attached to God's power. It's that spiritual connection. It's the having the ability to discern. And my goodness, you've stuck it out. You're here tonight. And I can, my heart goes out to everyone that's here listening to the sound of my voice. Pressure busts pipes, applying pressure. Malika and I did that live, and we were taking up the pressure. We were dropping names in that one. We were going over what we've been able to cover. That was just 2 weeks ago. That was just 2 weeks ago. A little over 2 weeks, give or take, but that was just recent. And right after that, she spoke to the justice seekers and the truth warriors. Those that were coming on board the Facebook discussion. And we are very, very serious about selecting people for that discussion group. It's not an open door for everyone. So I wanted to say that. And Malika has definitely given me the word to administrate that rule for that discussion group. Okay, that's why we're so small. We're not, 100,000 wide or 50,000 wide or, 1,000 wide. We are a small working group that's on the heat of every piece of information that we could find, that we investigate, and we share amongst ourselves. We make sure that we, take it through the test of time and critique it and crash it and smash it until it stands up. If it does, then Malika goes live. Or she shares it in the Facebook. She's been doing a lot of both with her extraordinary time schedule that she's been able to share with us. Blessings and curses was the next extraordinary live she did. And when I mean extraordinary, I think anyone that was in that particular live that's in this chat room tonight with us, well, I mean, I'm speechless. Blessings and curses was a very, very deep discussion, live discussion with Malika. Because she opened up a lot about herself, how it related, a lot of what happened to KJ, how that related to her, and what she was able to connect with that made that information just so valuable for her to present to you because it connected. And for her to cover the depths of the Martin and Jenkin family the way she did, and to take you back into time is where she had to go. And no one on YouTube has gone back into time like Malika has. She not only went back into time, she went back into the old days, way back into her days, her time, and her experiences, and what she was around to share with you a lot of how that information relates today. So it was an extraordinary live. If you haven't listened to it, definitely, definitely go back and listen to that. Because the first part will definitely touch your heart. She literally, when I was working, she literally had me in tears. The way she related to the room and the way she was presenting the information. Blessings and curses is an extraordinary live that she did. This was Malika coming out, and this was the turn in this whole entire case. Whew. She did a follow up after that, the Martin family curse, shortly thereafter, because she wasn't finished in the first live concerning blessings and curses, because this is such an extraordinary case and it does have a lot of information. So she followed up with the Martin family curse, and she did a fantastic job. It was short, it was very short, but she did a fantastic job tightening up the ends of uh, the connections that she was able to identify in an extraordinary way that we got it. We got it. We got it. You know, where we were to where we are now, the last live I did with Malika, and we started taking a look at 7 months of this whole extraordinary case. We even got to touch base on a lot of the activities that led up to the hotel being in an activity such as oil harvesting and the multi-billion dollar business that is. If you haven't listened to that, go back to it. We didn't go into depths about it a lot, but we were able to begin to reveal how the hotel, the Crown Plaza, was basically operating and connects to this case significantly. Significantly. From that, Malika came out, and in a way, I listened to that live at least 3 times because she gave you the grits and right down to the plate. She gave it to you when she did Feed the Beast. Why Nika? Why KJ? In Feed the Beast, it was a blessing on our side to really have that information out there because Malika really broke down everything that makes that animal work. And we're talking about these gangs and what they expect, how they operate. And if you become a part of that particular gang or that particular clique or sect, how they operate, because they abide by rules and a code of silence. Same as the police, same as any job. There are rules and codes of silence. And these gangs are, to say the least, are not exempt from these rules and from these codes because they take it dead seriously because that's what they're made up of, dead serious people. And she talked about their internal operations, what they expect from every member. And if you don't produce, if you don't create, if you don't provide, then you are useless. You can't be a part of what they do. And for that, obviously, they have other plans for you. And in that particular live, she really breaks down the nitty gritty of these gangs, their mindset, their behaviors, and how they operate. And we're not just talking about the BDs and the GDs and the EBKs and the Vice Lords, and we're talking about any gang that's out there across this country. They operate by a set of rules and a code of silence. And she broke it down just for anyone just entering this case to begin to understand who KJ, who Kanika surrounded herself with. Because in order for us to really understand this case, we had to understand who Kanika was associated with. And that's what really changed this case around. I'm going to be finishing off here. The Jenkins family discussion, the business in the last live that Malika did, talked about the business, talked about the money, how all this ties into the evil roots of money and who's behind it and who's attached to it and their motives and their reasons for being involved. in any of the activities that Malika had described in that particular live. So I've just taken you from the beginning of where she was having a discussion one on one with Italian Honey at that time to ask the same question, why Kanika? All the way up until the last live discussion now tonight. And so tonight, you are in a live discussion with us that is groundbreaking. We are on the precipice, on the edge of everything that we've wanted to get at from day one. You know, not only what happened to Kanika, because we already know that as a fact. Where did it happen? We already know that as a fact. The people that were involved, we had to begin to fine tune. From the hotel to the people that were associated at the party, to the Rosemont Police Department, to the coroner's office, to the funeral home, folks that showed up in that kitchen and removed Kanika Jenkins from that kitchen, and it wasn't the coroner. We already know that. So these are all facts that have been presented out of all of the Malika lives that she's done. And I congratulate her. My heart goes out to her spending all this time just to get where we are tonight. Because tonight, this is a head spinner. Anybody not listening to this live tonight, out there in the YouTube world, you're going to miss everything that this whole case involves. Everything. If you keep watching a 36-hour video, that's fine. You'll be a master of 36-hour videos of the hotel. You keep watching the same pictures that you can't make any distinguishable identification of who or what or where or when or what time, then, you're just continuing to watch the story. We're interested in closure. We're interested in the end result, and that's why we're here tonight. So, in the time for truth and revelations, we have a new panelist on with us tonight. And before I even get to Ria, I just want to say, Ria, I'll get it. I'll get it. If you say it and say it about a couple of times, I'll get it. Raya. Definitely explode this room up right now with a rainbow of hearts for Malika and KJ. Without Malika's dedication, spiritual fortitude, attitude of gratitude, and love of the Word and the love of God, I don't think she would be here today. So explode this room with hearts for Malika, because she deserves every every nuance that we could ever offer her, because she's ran the mile. She's gone the mile. She's gone the extra mile, and she's covering even more distance tonight by having this live, by grabbing me and grabbing Raya on this live to really cover some very good information that we're here to present tonight. So love for Malika. I love you, Malika. Blessings to you and your family for an extraordinary job in really going into an entirely different direction than any YouTuber out there, to really bring what the truth is all about and what revelations to this case are really all about. It's got meaning, it's got substance, and most of all, it's all fact. If you got stuff to back it up. It's just not a conversation, because she's got receipts. So yes, love to Malika. Love to all of the folks that decided to join us this evening for this special chat, this special live of Truth and Revelations, because it's time. we've reached that time. And Malika this afternoon did, I believe yesterday afternoon, during the day, she did a live Facebook presentation that was explosive to listen to. It's 12 minutes, but it's explosive. And this is where we are. And we're getting ready to lock this thing up. So, with that said, Malika, thank you once again for having me open up tonight's live. I just wanted to share with the folks, with the people that love you and that have followed you and believe in you and me and all the people that believe that there is justice in this case. Because without you, we would be someplace else. So, including myself, we thank you. I thank you for sticking it out and for, you know, being on board your right side, your right hand in this case. So, Malika, you can step up and definitely speak the words of beautiful love to us all.
John, I'm over here starstruck. Like, wow, you said some deep things, and I didn't expect you to say any of that. I just asked you to open up, and you did a fantastic job, might I add. And I just want to say that I am so grateful. I talked to you and Raya before we did this live. I'm just so grateful that God aligned all of us together. I know it was about purpose. I'm so grateful for the faithful Kanika followers that we have, because I believe that these people are genuine and they really have a concern for this case. And I'm just thankful that we have the real ones to where we don't need wrenches. We don't have a lot of drama. It's just positive energy, and I'm just so thankful for that. I'm thankful for y'all. Y'all are amazing, and I love y'all. I'm gonna allow Raya to go ahead and start her portion off, and I'm gonna go ahead and cap it off. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and introduce Raya. She's basically new to the team, and she's amazing. She's not new to the case at all. She's actually been working the case behind the scenes for the last past 7 going into 8 months. So she knows exactly what she's talking about. I do believe that God is also using more than just me. Okay, it's more than just me. He's using other people out there too. So when we connect, it's dynamic. It is extremely dynamic, and that's what happened with me and Raya. Okay, but I'm gonna let her tell her portion, and speak for herself. But when she came to me, the connection was just dynamic. Okay, and we believe that we pretty much figured it out, and that's what we here today to share with you guys what we pretty much put together and figured out. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and let Raya start. Raya, you can go and take this wherever you want, because sweetheart, when I tell you I got your back, I got your back. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor, and I'm gonna mute it, and I'll go ahead and come behind you.
Okay, first of all, I want to say good evening to everyone. Thank you so much, Malika and John, for sharing your platform with me. I give all glory, honor, and praise to God for even allowing me this opportunity to join forces with the two of you and your faithful followers, those that are actually seeking justice for Kanika, as you and John has already stated. So I'm gonna just jump right into it, but I'm gonna start with a story. I'm gonna give you a little story about myself, and then you'll see where I'm going as it relates to Kanika Jenkins. When I was around 17 or 18, I dated a drug dealer. He wasn't a gang member, but he was a drug dealer. And we were together all the time. And because we were together all the time, I knew everything there was to know as far as it concerned his drug business. One thing I asked Malika when I first came to her, I said, Malika, what do, because we see these kids with all of this money. They making the money phones. I mean, they have these stacks and stacks of money. So I said, Malika, what do drug dealers do with their money? They don't use banks, right? We know that these drug dealers they don't put their money in the bank usually. And so that brought me back to a place in my life where I remember this particular guy, he had stashes of money. You know, he had thousands here, he had thousands there. And when I say here and there, I mean like literally stashed here and there in spots on the outside, maybe in a abandoned house, abandoned building, in some woods and some trees. Certain people had held thousands for him. He had a family member in a different state had some thousands. Then he had, a friend that might would put a couple of hundred here and there in her bank account. Because remind you, he didn't have a bank account, right? So there was a time where I even had thousands of his dollars. But we all know that all good things come to an end at some point. So me and this particular guy, we ended the relationship. Um I still knew all of his information, but I'm not that type of girl. And even the money that I had, I called him and said, "Could you please come pick your money up?" He wasn't expecting it, right? So we know that everybody is not the same. And I said that to say, when you're in a relationship, you know a lot about your partner because your partner trusts you with certain information. And so as I began to dig into this case and I began to look at the people that was there the night Kanika was killed, and then I began to look at her relationship, right? And I said, wow, Rico. So I started looking into Rico and Kanika's relationship. And then I started just looking at Rico. And I was like, why is everyone, the guys, the gang members that was there to kill Kanika, that had a hand in killing Kanika, why are they directly connected to Rico? I mean, Rico and Kanika was in a relationship. So why are all of these guys, Hollywood, Smag, PZ, or however you say his name, and Mike, like all of these guys are connected to Rico. This was Kanika's boyfriend. So I can't take any credit for it. I say that it was God giving me the revelation of looking at what if Kanika knew, because her and Rico was together all the time. What if she knew where his money was at? We know that Kanika was killed because of money. We know that in the very beginning they were saying, oh, what if she owed money? What if she owed a whole lot of money? You don't play with people's money. It was these different posts surrounding the case about money. She owed money. So my thing was, okay, I know what happened to Kanika because God, shared that with me. And then later the pictures began to come out and different new things began to come out. But I wanted to know the why behind the what. So why? Okay, if she was killed because of money, how did she get access to this money? How can someone 19 years old owe so much money to the point where people would actually want to kill her behind this money? And one thing about me, I value my relationship with God above anything else. And if I want to know anything, the Bible lets me know that I can go to God and ask. If I want wisdom, I can go to God and ask for wisdom. But it's according to your faith. And so I've been praying over the course of the months about this case so hard because I was consumed with this case. I woke up thinking about it. I went to bed thinking about it. It was just on me. I have never been so connected to a case like I'm connected to this Kanika Jenkins case. I mean, since the very beginning when there was nothing out except that Irene Live before anybody started breaking it down or anything. That's all we had. And so I was connected from the very beginning. So I feel like God allowed me because I prayed and I was like, God, now I mean, I know it's people across the United States, in other countries that's just as consumed with this case as I am. And if I'm tired, because you get restless, when you're doing it day in and day out, you're constantly thinking about it. How long will these people continue to get away with it? Like, how long will it continue to be a mystery? At some point, everything that's covered will eventually be uncovered. That's what my Bible tell me. So I feel like God is aligning people and putting people together, you know, to solve the case, and bring light to the case and bring some type of closure to the people that's so sleepless, that's so restless, that's consumed with this case. So I feel like Kanika knew where Rico money was. Kanika and Rico, if you do your research, broke up while Rico was in jail. Kanika moved on and was in a whole nother relationship with another guy. So I personally feel like there's no way that Rico's homeboys, the ones that's directly connected to him, his best friends, the people he hang with every day, would feel comfortable killing this girl that he had been in a relationship with for so long. I mean, for what? Why did they feel comfortable killing her? Why did they feel comfortable killing Rico's woman? Why? I mean, have anyone ever thought of that? Why would his right hand man kill his lover, kill his woman? Is it because she did something to him? And one thing we got to understand is just because somebody is in jail does not mean they don't talk to people every day. Think about it. People in prison be on Facebook more than anybody. People in people in jail and prison have cell phones. People get phone calls even if they don't have cell phones. They talk to people on the outside. Kanika moved on with this other guy. So what if she had him looking? And men, guys don't like to take a loss. We know that, right? They can do their dirt. They can do anything they want to do, but they expect the women to stay right there, to stick right there with them no matter what they do. So you took my money and you got me looking crazy in the streets, or is it just that you took my money? I know you took my money. You the only person that knew where it was, and I know you took my money. And actually, Malika has, that's how far I came with it. And when I talked with Malika, me and her began to, share ideas. We began to, put things together. And so she took it and ran with it. And so she put the other part to it. You get what I'm saying? Like she said, I brought her a slab of meat and she began to saute it and, marinate it and chop it up and chop it down. And somebody even said, chop it up in the steak bites or whatever. That's what she did. And as much as we love Kanika, we do know with an overkill such as the death that she died, there had to be a reason. I mean, it wasn't random. It was not random at all. It was planned. And I think how it got so messy is because there was a plan in the beginning, but I think it was a plan inside of a plan inside of a plan. And sometimes when you get too many hands in a situation, it gets messy. And so I think it got messy. I think it got out of hand and out of control. And it actually went further than they actually planned it to go. Because honestly, just me, this is just my opinion. When the hit went out, when the plan was first thought out, I don't think they planned to actually rape her. I think the guys got greedy and felt like, well, here, since we already got her here in this position, why not? I've been wanting to hit it anyway. Why not? Let's take it a step further. We might as well get some type of pleasure out of it. And so I think that's where the rape came in. And then I asked myself, okay, well, why not? Because if she stole some money, if she did that, they could have easily killed her in the streets. But why did it have to take place at the Crown Plaza? And then that's where the location comes in. The location was key. The location was very, very important, because if we just go ahead and off her, that still don't fix my money problem. I'm still out of my money. But if we kill her in this particular location, I know how I can get my money back. They say that the Crown Plaza, that's organ harvesting. So that's easy money right there. We go ahead and offer, sell that body. I get my money, y'all get y'all pay, and that's it. We smooth selling. We're gonna make it look like it was an accident. And that's it. But it didn't go as planned, because it was a plan inside of a plan inside of a plan. Somebody didn't stick to the strip. So that's why we are where we are right now with this case. And I thank God, because a lot of times we feel like, we can know our purpose in life, but a lot of times people feel like, and I know I was born to do ministry. And I'm going to just say this, and this might seem, like I'm going left with it or not, but I feel like I want to say this so I can help somebody. Sometimes ministry is not just limited to the pulpit. Ministry is not just limited to the four walls of a church or a sanctuary. Ministry is wherever your feet tread. Ministry is wherever you find someone to be ministered to. So sometimes, as ministers of the gospel, we don't always have to preach and teach inside of a church. I mean, y'all know that Malika preached all the whole sermon today. all we need, all we needed was the benediction and the collection plate, and we had church, because Malika really preached to you guys. But I think that's what sets this particular platform apart from other YouTube platforms, is because a lot of YouTubers are in it for personal gain, popularity, and money. But here, God always get the glory. God always get the honor. And we're here for a common cause. We want justice for Kanika. We want the truth to be uncovered, because God already said that everything covered, would be everything hidden would be uncovered. But it's gonna take some people. God operate through people, so it's gonna take people to actually help make that happen. So that's why we're here tonight. And so I thank you all for listening to me. I'm gonna pass it off to Malika now. And I just thank God that I got through it, because I was so nervous to do it. But I thank God that I made it. I got through it. So I'm done with my part, unless, Malika um asks me to chime back in, or she asks me a question or something. But until then, I'm gonna just pass it off to Malika.
Why, thank you, Raya. Thank y'all for joining us in this live today. Everybody, the viewers, our panelists, I thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Even you, I spy, who had the, complications at the restaurant, but you still made it. So we thankful to have you guys here. So yeah, to kind of piggyback off of what Raya said, Raya came to me with the idea of Rico. And I told Raya in the beginning I did check into Rico, but Rico was locked up. So we pretty much walked away from that idea. Okay. But in the beginning, I was really I felt strong about Rico knowing something, having something. And it was real suspect to me that he just came home maybe a week after everything went down. So after having this conversation with Raya, I said, Raya, okay, I'll look into it. And when I tell you guys I'm gonna look into it, I'm gonna look into it. Okay, if it's not even worth me looking into, I probably won't reply. Okay, but with Raya, I said I'm gonna look into it, and I meant it. Well, Raya theory at the time, because that's what it was, it led me to a whole bunch of facts, y'all. Okay, it led me down a whole road where I'm going to present some stuff to y'all today. So Raya, thank you. We thank you for being obedient and instant prayers, because we do believe that our prayers have been answered, and we do believe that God used you, to bring us this information right here. Okay, I showed you guys some pictures. Um, right, right. Those is they had their money in boxes, shoe boxes, stashes, anywhere around the house. Okay, Doughboys do not have bank accounts. She absolutely is right. The reason why I really aligned myself with Raya, because before Raya contacted me, I was already on a mission, on a journey to find out who orchestrated this hit on KJ. Okay, and I kind of came to a dead end. And I'm gonna tell you guys why before I show you guys these pictures. It's because I could not find any connection with Kanika and the GDs. Okay, and we all saw the famous stats and stuff that was posted, one by Renika, so we all felt that it had something to do with money. And it was pretty much confirmed to me during my last lab that yes, it does revolve around money. So I was looking for a connection between Kanika and the GDs to where she could have had access to some money and had ran off with some money. Remember, you guys, I brought that up in my last live. I said I know the motive is money, and I said, well, maybe she flipped games while owing the GDs. Okay, so at that point, I was researching and trying to figure out who is calling the shots with the GDs, who running the drug trade. I mean, I went into a deep research, y'all. Okay, like looking up the rankings, who running the drug operation in Chicago. I mean, I went on a search. Okay, only to find out that basically around this time right here, there is no order, there is no structure. They pretty much leaderless and do whatever the hell they want to do. So I came to a dead end. Who could have caused this hit on Kanika? Okay, so now we have the Vice Lord. For me, they are family. They are family. So okay, well maybe she just wasn't producing enough. Okay, because we know it's about money, and we know you have to feed the beast. But what we came to the conclusion is not only did Kanika not feed the beast, she took from the beast. If you guys get what I'm saying. Okay, and which is even worse, you're not productive in the game. And on top of that, you stole from us. Okay. So we do have post. I'm gonna take you guys back to. I know we didn't all seen this post 1,000 times, but remember, if I show y'all something, I want y'all to pay attention and peep it. Okay. Renika's post was given to us in the very beginning, and a lot of us thought that Renika's post, it was a rumor immediately saying it out the GDs. So in our mind, Kanika owed money to the GDs. For a minute, that's what we was thinking, right? It was the rumor going around saying, oh, she owed the GDs money. And we was basing a lot of that off of this status that Renika made. So we're going to go ahead and pull that up and look at that real quick. Okay. Now I want y'all to be patient with me, as far as pulling up these pictures and stuff. Now, what I'm gonna do is, with me speaking, I'm gonna try to remain focused so I can tell this story in a way that it needs to be told, and I can provide whatever receipts that I have. Okay, so I'm gonna try to remain focused, and in between time, y'all know how I'll do. I'll look at the chat, we'll answer any questions or whatever. But right now, I'm gonna try to focus in on what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm not looking at the chat right now, but just give me a minute, and I will tune in. Okay. So we're gonna look at this famous Renika's. The dumbest thing you can do is play with somebody's money. Okay, how do we get a group, a gang, a clique from this post? I don't know. Because she said somebody's money as if she's speaking about one individual. People get killed every day for that shit. You don't know what state of mind that person is you're dealing with, or you don't know if that money was their last. Keep that in mind, okay? People have to be smarter. Okay, then mom be on the news like, I don't know, we didn't all read this post before, right? And we all assume that she was speaking about the KJ case, whether she was generally speaking of what, it happened around, what, a week later, so we assume that she was speaking on the KJ's case. Now, keep in mind, look at this woman's last name. Look at her last name. Okay, so do y'all realize that this woman is related to Rico? This woman, Renika, is Rico's cousin. Okay, so I'm believing when she wrote this post, she knew exactly what she was talking about. And as somebody who money you play with is my motherfucking cousin. Are y'all feeling me? Okay, so this Renika Junior's post that everybody, raised question about, we believe to be true. And she was actually speaking on a situation between Kanika and her cousin. All right. Oh, we gonna take y'all somewhere. Y'all ready? Strap your seatbelts on. We about to make this shit make sense. Okay. So and now it makes sense that Renika would write that status. It's her cousin and KJ situation, right? Okay, I took some notes down so I can make sure these particular pictures get brought up because I have a lot of pictures, a lot of information I want to share with y'all. So just be patient with me. I did take some notes so I can make sure I present all this stuff to y'all. Okay. So what we're going to talk about now is Kanika's and Rico relationship. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Let's take a look at their relationship. Because in the beginning, there was so much compassion for Rico that I believe that we didn't really take the time out to kind of really evaluate they do y'all. So now what we're gonna do is evaluate their relationship and see what kind of relationship they really had. Hold on, my phone. All right, just give me a second to pull these pictures up, and we're going to take a look at their relationship. Okay, what we're going to do tonight, I guess while I'm looking for these pictures, I might as well go ahead and tell y'all the basis of what, okay, as she already filled you guys in, person that she actually ran off with money was, okay, and I'm going why the other people got involved in the beginning. But like I said, let's take a moment to flip game. We know that at some point she was the breed, a lady breed. She went from being a lady breed to become. She did that in her last 2 years of high school. Flipped her. Remember, I said in the beginning that I believe it had to be some dude, and that was really just my idea, just my thought, because as women we do some crazy stuff when it's a dude involved. Here that Rico was actually the one that flipped Kanika from a breed to a vice lord. Flipped Kanika, basically unknowingly, he didn't know that he flipped her. Okay, she was off the Anna, but when she came on Noya, she got on her 3300 shit, beat niggas ass with the game. Okay, I lost my homie and my best friend. So basically, we kind of see what kind of relationship. Okay, he flipped her from being a breed to a vice lord. Once she became a vice lord, she became his right hand. Beat niggas ass with him, whatever. Okay, they had kind of like I said on my Facebook Live, a Bonnie and Clyde type of relationship. I'm gonna bring more shit to the light. Okay, but for those who know Bonnie and Clyde, Kanika was his rider. He swing on somebody, she swinging too. Okay, and this makes a lot of sense, and it really made me look at what Raya was saying because she right there with him too. Do y'all feel me? Okay, so I started looking at this like, damn. So Rico was the one that actually flipped her, just like I said from the beginning. It must have been a dude. Okay. So we see right there, Rico is the one that actually flipped her or turned her out, or however you want to put it, from one gang to the next. Okay, claiming he didn't know if she was in or that she was even in a gang. He just said that she was repping Anna. Really know what gang she was in, but of course we believe that to be a lie. He knew to show y'all these comments under that post. I'm sorry, y'all. My puppy is trying to get out the cage. If my puppy too loud, drop me a one. I'm sorry. Trying to get out the cage. Somebody drop me a one. Okay, so right here you see somebody commented and said she was a breed. Okay, so he really was, making it like he didn't know that he flipped her from one gang to the next. She was, on an Anna girl. And somebody actually commented like she was the breed. Right here, it was all, okay. So that's proof right there that is the one that actually flipped Kanika from a breed to a vice lord. Let me show y'all some more stuff. I'm gonna have to get a hold on this puppy. Oh. Okay, so anyway, but people was commenting, they was basically letting him know like she was and he was basically like, okay, well I didn't know. Okay, here we go right here. Like I said, y'all, I have a lot of information to y'all. Okay, I'm already knowing Vice Breed. So you see, they was being funny. They called her a Vice Breed, basically saying that she's the mixture. She's a Vice Lord and a breed. He was being funny when he said that. I'm already knowing breed. And if you can look at the emojis, like a lot of y'all have helped me to remember that emojis mean a lot. Okay, I'm already knowing he got a clown face and a devil face. Vice and breed. She's a mixture. She's a mutt, basically. She's some of both. Somebody came behind him and said, Johnny, dang, don't like that shit. No, it's cool. Some of yours, we even. Okay, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. On daughter, I got now. That's actually Rico that said that. I have dogs that's breed. Okay, I have people that are breed. So basically, Rico have a certain respect for the breeds because he have people that were breeds. He have somebody named Spaz that died a breed. Okay, he have respect for the breeds. Okay, so that's what he said. He said that's cool. I had a friend that was the breed, basically. Okay, on with it. All right. So I want you guys to just look at what type of relationship they had. Okay, and this is like far beyond what we was seeing all the oh, he flat ironed her hair, and we was actually overlooking a lot. you know um we overlooked a lot in this relationship altogether. Okay, Okay, I remember that day. Y'all beat dude them ass in the gas station. She was right on and you beat that ass. So basically, Kanika was fighting for him. She was right on his side. She rocked with him. She was the Bonnie to his Clyde. Okay, you all know, y'all know. All right, and so that's what I want you guys to see. Kanika was a rider for Rico, and their relationship, like Ryan mentioned, they were together right before he went to jail. They was together while he was in jail. Okay, and at one point they ended up breaking up, maybe because he was serving time and she decided not to wait it out. But Rico is really big on loyalty. Okay, and he actually put out there that's what he looked for in his women. You know, he don't care about anything else. You can be a dyke, you can do this, that, and the other, but you better be loyal. Okay, you better be loyal to the gang and to me and to just be real with you guys. Every want a loyal chick. They want to be able to lay their stash down. These shoe boxes full of money and like old girl is not gonna come behind them. And I go to jail, I want to know that my shit is still there and my shit is safe for when I come home. Do you feel me? So Rico too is big on that. I'm gonna show you guys. That was the big thing for him. This right here, the type of nigga he is. TT was his blowing the fuck out of me on good. He make me want to beat her ass. Rico is a womanizer, a woman beater. Okay, all here bullshit, all that shit. That stuff was thrown out to us in the very beginning to kind of give us the perception of Rico, like he was this really good guy. He was in love with Kanika, yada yada yada. Bullshit. And post I have will beat his woman's ass in a minute. Okay, he's a woman beater. So take that shit off. He's so sweet. He flat out her hair. He's the okay. Also show you guys that when Rico got arrested and Kanika ran off with that money, okay, no telling what she did with the money. Me and Raya was speaking. I said, right, she could have just blew the money, But the fact of the matter was, you not only did whatever you did with the money, but you also ran off into another relationship with another nigga. So it even make you question, did she even give tax free some money? Did she even put that nigga on? I'm just saying, it makes you question. Um, okay, but at some point, his shit. He was on top of his game. He had money. He was getting money. He got money all the time. He was a real street hustler who stayed out in the streets 24/7, and he kept his money in shoeboxes. Okay, he kept his drugs and stuff in shoeboxes. Okay, and he's been trying to come up ever since this shit went down. Okay, that's not the right picture I wanted to show. Like I said, y'all got a lot of pictures, so just be patient with me. A lot of shit to show y'all. Okay, I showed y'all this picture right here. This is where he kept his money at. If you see hashtag shoebox gang, a lot of them dudes kept their money in shoeboxes and shit. Money. Okay, so you see hashtag shoebox gang. Okay, and if we can seriously think about the timing that all this shit went down. Um, while he was in jail, he made sure that he was with Kanika while he was in jail, prior to him going to jail, became home with a big ass smile on his face. Okay. Now I'm going to show y'all. We pretty much I do have a bunch of pictures and shit, but I'm going to show y'all actually running the Vice Lord's drug trade. Okay, because when Kanika from Rico, she also stole from whoever Rico owed. Do y'all hear me? So I'm gonna take y'all there, but I'm gonna try to make sure I show y'all all the pictures and stuff that I can that I got written down, because it's some that I really wanted to make sure I went over with y'all. So let me make sure I got those out. But I'm gonna show y'all who runs their drug trade, who feels she actually crossed when she money. Okay. Okay, here we go, y'all. Let me show y'all this real quick. Let me just show y'all this real quick. It's another picture. My laptop would want to act all slow and shit right now. See right here, I'd be on the hands, cold, snotty nose. That is what I was looking for. Shit. Hold on, I ain't even that as I was looking for. Okay, so y'all see right there anyway, that status I just dropped, that, this guy be up all night. Like, he's a straight up all night hustler, around the clock hustler. He basically tell you rain, sleet, snow. He's an all around hustler. This is what he do. That wasn't the status I wanted to show y'all, but okay, good. Y'all saw that one too. He is an all around hustler. That is what he do. Okay. But at the same time, these little guys are getting put on by somebody. All right, see right here again, damn, you straight gone. Nika Lord. Damn, why am I having all these complications? Okay. We flipped you unknowingly, is what it's supposed to say. Don't fly. So basically he's admitting again, he flipped her unknowingly. He basically turned her out. Okay, he got her from, and I believe that the breeze was more of her comfort zone, because all her family was breeds. Her mama was breeds. Her uncles was breeds. So when she was a breed, that was more of like, even though it's gang, it was more like her safe haven for her, because her family were leaders of this gang, and she straight flipped because of a dude. And keep in mind, you guys, opposing gang who didn't have history rivals with her family before. Okay, so that right there wasn't a safe move altogether, which makes you even question whether or not he was set up to come into her life. Did they just fall in love? But either way it go, he ended up flipping her. Okay, and she ended up becoming his right hand. Okay. Um, I'm going to show you guys who we believe is over their drug trade and who's supplying the vice lord. So when ran off with Rico's money, somebody else too. I'm gonna look up y'all not having no issues, because y'all know I'm trying to get a handle on this this thing right here. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna show y'all who the leaders of this little squad. This little squad right here, and who's supplying their pockets and shit. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right. So honestly, I was not. I was prepared for this lab. I was prepared to do this lab. I'm really not right now, but I'm determined. I just want to tell y'all that I'm really not feeling good at all. But I am determined to push through. So we're gonna go ahead and get through this. Okay, this is one of them right here. This wasn't the post I was looking for, but this one of them right here. Okay, Tony Romo. In case you guys are not familiar with who Tony Romo is. Okay, start them killers off with guns. Start them trap houses off. Bitch, you know I love my son, but my back was against the ground. Okay, this could be a rap, rhyme, or anything. Okay, but we do believe that this was actually him expressing who he is and what he do. This is Ty Rowland's page. Okay, this right here is Ty Rowland's page. He's using a different name under his page, but I have proof this is Ty Rowland's page. Ty Rowland, the guys who fill the trap houses, the guys who supplies these young guys on the street. Ty Rowland, and there are a couple more. But Ty Rowland is one of the guys who supplies niggas on the streets. Now remember, Ty Rowland is a much. Everybody can be his ally. Everybody can be his rival. Anybody's a renegade. He can do business with anybody, whatever. He is a renegade. Here is one of your other, okay, Mr. Chester Mob Ron. If you peep out Chester and you pay attention to some shit, Chester caused a lot of shots. You see somebody wrote a status, and I don't know why I don't have the first part of it, but he came on there and said, would you knock it? Okay, just go back, pay attention, and peep it. Chester, Mob, Ron, run shit. Okay, he's one of, and maybe you can look at your profile, look at his profile picture. Okay, he letting you know right now he's a Don, and he basically runs shit. Okay, so he's also one of the guys that is a leader of the Vice Lord and runs shit. Okay, so y'all have to understand there's levels to this shit. Like I said before, and a lot of these little guys, and I say little guys not because of their age, but because of their ranking. You know, they just street hustlers and street soldiers, and they getting they drugs from a bigger guy speaking about ranking. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all who I believe supplies Rico and his little crew on the 3300 block. And I'm kind of mad at myself because I can't locate them. So, damn, hold on. Okay, so right here, that made. And I post. If I go back, I'll pull that up for you. But it said we sent some Mexicans, and you guys probably seen this. We sent some Mexicans to the hood. The person that wrote the post, you guys can see, is James Tony. If you guys can see that name, James Tony on Facebook, James Tony is Peasy. Okay, James Tony is Peasy. Now, Peasy writes a status and say some Mexicans to the hood and scared all you niggas away or some shit. Mike D come on there and comment and say they almost got fucked up. Mike D is the one that supplied the guys in the 33rd 3300 block. He is their supplier. He is a leader of the traveling vice lords. Not only is he a leader of the traveling vice lords, he also supplies a lot of their dope or drugs, pills, whatever. Okay. So understand this: when Kanika fucked over that money that she got from Rico, fucked over Rico, she messed over Mike D as well. Mike D Tate, aka Bibby. Are y'all with me? Like I said, I got thousands of screenshots. I'm trying to go through this stuff, and I don't have everything like lined up in order. I actually thought I did, but hell, I guess I don't. Okay. So now you have a connection between Mike D and Rico. They have intentionally kept themselves away from each other, like far as taking pictures together or posting pictures for the public to see. So you can't align these two together. Okay, but I'm going to show you guys that the man, and he is a supplier, and he supplies these young guys over here in the 3300 block. Actually, Raya mentioned it earlier. You can pretty much make a connection between Rico and everybody at that party. Everybody. And that you can say that was at that party who don't know Rico or is connected to Rico in some way or another. Okay. I might be all over the place because when I see some statuses, actually, I'm just gonna pull them up and I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna speak on it. So I might be all over the place, but just follow me. Y'all see my computer all of a sudden want to act slow, all type of shit. That's why they were so determined to say it was that. Oh yeah, and also think about it too. Jay Money had already exposed the fact that these people wasn't had already exposed that to us, and I believe that he really paid the price for opening his mouth. Maybe not just that, but that had a lot to do because remember these guys had respect for J Money. They had respect for the breed, this particular group right here. Um, but you just don't see Kenny really mixing with this group. You know, he's a 1300 boy. You know, you don't see him with this group of boys, mixing with these group of boys. This is a whole different group of boys that Kanika decided to start hanging with. Okay, I'm having issues right now trying to get my shit working right. The devil is a lie. And he can't keep up with all the really. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it can't keep up with all the bullshit. Okay, we was dead broke, stealing. He talking about him and Kanika. We was dead broke, stealing shit out the store, breaking in people's cars, selling squares by the store, until we got caught that run. So basically, this right here is just showing you guys that Kanika was down for him. Kanika was down. She was his right hand. She was his ride or die. They made stealing together. Thank you, I Spy. I really started feeling under the weather, and I'm trying to push through this now. I'm gonna tell y'all something crazy while I'm going through these pictures, but I took my blood pressure pill this morning, and I seen a water bottle sitting on my nightstand. So me thinking it was water and shit, I downed the water with my blood pressure pill. Come to find out, it was some fucking water and peroxide that my husband mixed together to put in his ear. So I done fucked around and drunk some water and peroxide earlier, and for some reason, that shit had my head hurt, and I'm still kind of dealing with that, you know. But I wanted to go ahead and do the live, but I'm still dealing with that shit. Like my head is still hurting from that. Crazy, right? Crazy as hell. Yes, hurried up and swallowing my pill. And I'm like, what the hell? What's in there? I had to call my husband. And this nigga talking about peroxide and water. I was so mad at him. I was so mad. Why the hell would you mix that shit up in the water bottle and leave it on the side of the nightstand? Y'all, I was so mad. I was so mad. Okay. So y'all basically see right here that Rick get his money back every since that stuff happened. Um, this band slowing the hustle up, Joe. I was just making deuces and trays in 2 days. Shoebox. You guys see once again his money in a shoebox. Okay, shoebox was flat. I'ma be back. Can't wait to this summer. Okay, so basically, I got 1,000 posts from Rico. If I could locate him, so I got 1,000 posts from Rico, basically saying he took a hell of a loss, and he basically all over. There's no way this dude had of money in a shoe, all this stuff, and come home from jail and have to start all over fresh unless something happened while he was locked up. Do y'all feel me? So he basically have to start all over. Came home, so I'm sure he was sick about that shit. Not he owed Mike D. Not to mention he owed a motherfucker that stuff. All right. So I swear I feel like I'm getting worse and worse. So we believe that Mike Tate got involved because it was his money. Okay, because it was his money. Only did Kanika run off with this money, she also started fucking with an op, which we all know is tax free. Okay, she started fucking with an op. It matters worse. Believe that's why Mike D. Tate writes, yo, hold on. Fucking one of the ops bitch. Now, I can't say for sure this is why he wrote it, but at the same time, everything makes sense. Okay? on top of what Kanika did, she started dating somebody else while her dude is in jail, while she has this money, all this shit. She started dating one of the ops. I could be because tax free don't really put his business. Anybody that follows him, you know, he don't really put his business out there like that. But I know tax free king, okay, and affiliation with the gang. I guess he's the ops, you know, with the vice lord. So correct me if I'm wrong. Latin kings and the vice lords are not they ops with each other. So in this case, yes, Kanika would have been start messing with the ops. Okay, off with a nigga money and you start messing with the ops. Okay. Oh, I had already showed that one. Okay. And like we said, pretty much you can pretty much connect Rico to any of these people at the party. Just a little facts for you guys, in case you guys didn't know that. Rico is first cousins to Bree Bree. Rico is really close to Shamaya. Rico really close to all the guys at the party. Rico work for Mike Mike. You can pretty much line Rico up with everybody. Was to do this shit. They would do this shit to save Rico from having to deal with Mike Mike or this money that Kanika ran off with. Okay, which I believe it must have been a lot. It must have been a lot of money. Could have been, you know, a fair amount of money plus pills or whatever. But we believe that her family. Okay, I'm going above that saying her family knew that she I think her family knew
I guess they're playing with us again.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you can hear me. Y'all drop me a one in the chat if y'all can hear me. Ryan, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Okay, hear you now. Okay. All right. So y'all, they was writing statuses and shit in the beginning. Basically to me threatening the girl. Excuse me if I'm all over the place, y'all, because I really don't feel good right now, and I'm just trying to get through this live. Now I'm wishing I had to reschedule it because my head was hurting before I started, but it just seemed like it's just worse now. Okay.
Malika, you're doing great. You're doing good. You're on point.
Thank you, John. I don't feel good at all. Okay. This post that he made October the 25th. 2017, which was only a couple out the year. A lot of receipt. This is only he only it was October the 25th when he made this status. Okay, so he was really speaking to somebody. 2017, a lot of real ass unexpected motherfuckers died. Um, life like final destination. Death's just coming. Motherfuckers don't even know it. Like if you ask me, it was more intimidating, and it's not even just gun violence. It's a lot of fu ass shit. Rico. Now, if you ask me, it was just a little bit more intimidating. I'm saying that he kind of threw out some intimidating statuses because around this time, if y'all noticed, a lot of people was talking. There was a lot of talk going on about what happened to Kanika, and a lot of people throwing each other under the bus, going back and forth with it. So there's not a lot of statuses like intimidating stats, maybe even some threats being made. Okay. Another thing you guys didn't know, Rico and what are cousins, first cousins. Let me say that again. Rico and Killer is so Rico is the cousin to Abriana. Rico cousin to Killer. Do y'all feel me? Remember, Killer was the one doing all the walking, all the roaming for Kanika. Now, also remember on that live that Zach did with Killer and Peasy, they both admitted to not knowing Kanika before. They didn't grow up with her. They only met her. They only known her for 2 years, and they met her through her. Remember, her boyfriend they met her through was with her to that introduced her to those guys. But also remember, Jay, her uncle said to us, they are not her friends. Are y'all following me? Yes, that's why Bree give off a snake vibe because he's cousin. Kanika ran off with Rico's money. Okay, which was actually money that was owed to Mike. I'm telling y'all right now, Rico can get a lot of people involved because he have a lot. Brianna is his family. Him and Shemaya is really close, and I kind of believe they even closer than him. I mean, than her and Kanika was. They are really close. Um, him and Shemaya grew up together. Kanika did not grow up in his neighborhood. Okay, y'all. Kanika moved to this neighborhood in 11th grade. Okay, she's grade and her 12th grade year in his neighborhood. She did not grow up with these people. These people grew up together. So Shamaya grew up with Rico. Are y'all feeling me? So yes, they had a really tight relationship, probably knowing each other ever since kindergarten or some shit. All right. Keep that in mind. She was not originally that area, with Shemaya and Bree Bree. She hadn't been known as long. Now she might have known Bree Bree, I don't know, but I believe she met Bree Bree as well, being over there in that area and from the people she hung with. All right. No, no loyalty. All right. No loyalty. Here go another post that was from Rico a couple months after Kanika's passing. Okay, he's basically saying you can't show no love in these streets. Remember, we was talking about get your feelings hurt. Remember my last live, I explained to you guys when you in a street life, you cannot show any love. You will get your feelings hurt. You have to operate in the street and without feelings. You can't operate in feelings. Okay. So you hear right here coming for Rico. Can't show no love in these streets, or you'll get your feelings hurt. Just something I wanted to point. We spoke about that in our last live, and he actually said it himself. Okay, now remember this. These are posts that he wrote a month after his life passed. And I know you guys are gonna say, "Well, what a status that he made where he called everybody out." Um, at the same time, these are people that he grew up with, he's friends with, he's in a gang with, and we just spoke about a lot of these gangs have private groups. So he probably already told them, I'm about to drop a status, whatever. They got private groups. They are a gang. They are a family. Not a bit concerned about that status that he dropped. And they probably understood that he dropped that shit because he was making his, okay, first of all, the person that looked the less guilty is always the most guilty person. The person that's always trying to hide under the radar, them the motherfuckers you want to pull out into the light and find out why you trying to hide your ass under the radar. It wasn't a coincidence this shit was done right before he got out. Okay, we believe that the shit to be done right before he got out. Bye, Amelia. Yeah, we can say all day, ladies and love, this amazing relationship, but we really don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Rico was trying to clean his own stuff. He was trying to cover his own ass because this money that was taken from him, um, okay. And he, like I said, Rico is the real time hustler, day and night. That's what he do. In the snow, in the cold, what he do. That is what he do. He Kanika, and he was getting money with Kanika. They were Bonnie and Clyde, whatever together. She's swinging with him. Okay, but after Kanika's death, Rico suffered a huge loss. Okay, he was up all day and all night trying to make up that loss that he suffered.
So, Malika,
I'm looking.
not to interrupt you,
Yes.
but I wanted to
No, go
say,
ahead. You good?
yeah, I just wanted to say, uh, the essence of motive is definitely here. It's
Yes.
definitely
And you know
here.
what? I wish I was really yeah, my energy is kind of down. Like I'm in myself. And even going through all these screens and stuff like that, I didn't get a chance to really win one to present to y'all because I had a busy day on top of everything else. But I could pretty much put this shit in a slash show. Exactly what I want to show y'all is in the slash show. I've been looking for a picture of Mike for the long, but I'm pretty sure I'll get to it. I'll find it. But just to let you guys know how Mike run that shit, like he's run the storehouses, he's the guys on the street. Not a small wig, he's the big wig. Somebody actually mentioned to me, like, wow, for him to be so young, how is it that he has such a leadership position? I said, well, honey, in the hood, you don't age don't matter. If you got money and you got a little staff, you need. You can make the right connections. That's all you need. You know, and I believe that Mike also have a Mexican, so he have the right current shit, and he supplies a lot of the people in the neighborhood. And I'm post that I was looking for with Mike, so y'all can pretty much see what type of dude he is. And actually, Sam had mentioned this to me too, but I didn't see it at that moment. I was like, wow. Sam mentioned that Mike has a few businesses, and little kid, and at that time I wasn't really there. So I started traveling down this and see him. Mike is the man. Mike is actually him and Ty, Chester Mob, two of them that have that Don picture, the picture of the white guy with the arms crossed. A few of them had that picture, and I believe that that's like a claim that they are the Don. And that's what we seeing with far as their profile pictures. But yes, Chester is also the man. And if you pay attention and peep it, when you look on a Facebook statuses, if these niggas get out of line, say the wrong thing or whatever the case, they will jump on a status and say something. Like you seen when Mike said the Mexicans almost got their ass whooped, and you seen when Chester jumped on his shit and said, calm down. So if you pay attention and y'all just start going through, and I'm talking about the 3300 block, the Vice Lords, okay? Y'all start just going through their stuff and peep out whenever you see Mike or a Chester Mob, somebody jump on there. They are normally, I want to say, the handlers. Okay, I call them the handlers, the ones that handle that money and handle that ass. So I've been chasing for weeks a motive and trying to who will call this hit on her and why. Okay, and who money did she take? I can't even with the GD. She stole money from them. There is no the GD that was there at that party, guys, was Oliver Turn, what's his name? Oliver Herman, whatever, Monifa's so-called ex. That was the GD that was there that night. Can y'all between Kanika or his gang? Look through his pictures. Look through his gang pictures. Kanika is not connected to Tolliver. Dealt with his, but I can't really make a connection of it in the girl with the GDs or how she would even owe them some money or anything. But when it comes to the Vice Lord, the people she was actually with, we can connect cover-ups to Jay Weenie and Rico, intentional YouTube channels, pages, and everything that they are running. We can actually see that he keep his money. He's always kept his money in stashes and boxes, things like this. They were together when he got locked up. Okay, Kanika ended up leaving the relationship. She left him. She started messing with Tax Free, who was the op. Now I know you all in the beginning. I know everybody looked at Rico. I know everybody. I know God gave everybody that feeling about Rico, and everybody found out Rico was in jail. I mean, a one, right or wrong. Feeling about Rico, but when we tracked his record and we saw he okay, well he wasn't at the party, so we left it alone. Okay, and two, the motherfuckers can pull strings from behind bars. Okay, Rico knew he was coming home, and Rico was coming home broke. I'm trying to get there, y'all. I'm a little sick, but I'm trying home broke. Rico ain't have shit to pay the pipe. I'm trying to show y'all them statuses and shit. Rico ass broke. Now I can tell y'all what happened. Go off on your own and go look at that shit. And I bet you'll come back and say, damn, you was dead on. Rico ass came back flat ass broke. He was sick about it, but at the same time, he knew that that they was gonna set a plan in place to come back up for them to get that money. Because as Raya put it earlier, it was y'all all said to me early before, why didn't they keep? Because it wasn't just about killing, about getting that money back that Rakita spoke about. You don't know if that was that nigga's last. Do I got to go back to that status? I'm a little sick, y'all. But remember, Rakita said you don't even know if that's that nigga's last. You don't know what type of mentality that nigga have. And this is his cousin speaking. We got to consider all of that. Are y'all with me? Why would she say out of the blue a few weeks after this girl dead and her mom on the funeral wondering why? On the news wondering why. You see what I'm saying? She was basically letting us know what the fuck went down. Rakita run her mother. I got some more shit with her. She run her mouth. I think her husband probably should have been put her ass in check. A lot. Okay. I'm just saying she's telling a lie. Okay, so another reason that I want y'all to understand too, I spoke to y'all earlier, and I said to y'all, this next lab is going to explain to y'all why I really did not want to associate the case. Okay, the Jenkins are vice lords. Remember that earlier. All cousins are from the 3300 block. All of her cousins are vice lords. So if this was actually in actuality a vice lord setup, now do y'all understand why they didn't want to have shit to do with it? Because we thought in the beginning that this was a GD setup and they brought the vice lords in. Remember, I told you guys that. I feel so sick. I want to go 3 months. Remember, I said this is I said in my last live, I said it sounds like a GD type of setup because she flip-flopped and they ended up bringing a vice lord in because we know, and it always stuck out to me that it was 3 different gangs there. That always stood out to me. Okay, but when you can't really backtrack why the GDs or find a motive to why the GDs would set her up, now you see the gang. And you start saying, okay, so did these people initiate the attack and bring these people in on it? Are y'all feeling me? So, in doing that, here it is, God send me an angel that say, hey, I think you need to take person right here. And I say, this person right here is the vice lord, her family. I couldn't find a connection or reason why with the GD. So maybe I do need to look at these vice lords again and see if they initiated it and brought the other guys in. And what do you know? Kanika's boyfriend, she was madly in love with, I believe. And he probably was in love with her too. But I believe niggas are in love with the money. Because y'all have to understand, y'all can't turn every street nigga into I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. Okay? Because I'm so tired of seeing ladies Look at these street men and praise them. Y'all can't be turning these street family niggas. What y'all seeing right now is not a family man. Okay, so get that out your head. He probably did love the shot of Kanika, but end of that money first. Money is his first love. Understand that. And to have a bitch or female who will fuck over your money, your first love, that's the problem. Because you got to pay the piper too. Everything you holding in your hand don't belong to you. Understand that. Understand it's all about them coins, see, Tyler. I don't understand. It's in this generation right here. It's all about them coins. And as a woman, if you know, and Raya just gave you her testimony, I can also contest to that. If your dude go to jail, those bands you hold down till he get out. Period. Or flip it and make them even prouder. Other than that, don't touch that shit. You don't touch it. If you got you a street dude, you don't touch them bands. And it's just for anybody that don't even understand where the hell I'm going or why I'm here. You don't touch them bands unless you touching them to flip them. Period. Period. When this nigga came home, he was supposed to still have them shoe boxes, them pills, and everything else that he had stashed away. It was no way, no reason for him to come back home and hustle from the bottom on up. And then I'm trying to find him status. I'm showing y'all now where he's actually gonna say, shit, I came home completely filthy broke. I'm on a comeback. But see, think about it. Rico was being real extra for the public, trying to win y'all sympathy. Her own boyfriend, the guy that she was actually with at the time, was not even really putting shit out there. Maybe because he was actually too busy grieving for real and dealing with the shit for real. And probably having something to do with it too because he was messing with her. Do y'all understand? This motherfucker that you looking at right now is no joke. He is dangerous. And when this nigga said he is retarded, that's what the fuck you looking at. I know a retarded, dangerous nigga when I see him. Please listen to me. YouTube, please listen to me. This nigga set that shit up. KJ took that nigga money. That's that nigga money. When Rakita wrote that status, playing with a person's money, you don't know if it's they last. You don't know what type of motherfucker you playing with. His cousin wrote that status because of the fuck that happened. That's what happened. KJ played with this nigga money. Probably splurged that shit, was gone, got her head, all them pictures with him. We said, damn, y'all. We was like, KJ fresh on every picture. Got her head done on every. KJ probably had bands spinning that shit. Let me keep it 1,000 with y'all. KJ was probably spinning bands. This nigga bands. Do y'all hear me? What do y'all want? More pictures of them being riding? Dad, let me pull some of that up. And let me show y'all how they got down together. Okay? Because when he made money, she made money. Do you understand what I'm saying? They worked together. It's her boyfriend for a few years. Pregnant and all. You never had a street dude before, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? You have no idea what I'm talking about. On some real shit. I got that fatty with me. Money is always the subject. Do y'all hear me? Pay attention. Open your eyes. Money is always the subject. Okay? Like, especially with these dudes in this generation. I can hear Kanika right now trying to talk like me. I can hear her right now trying to talk. Y'all know when y'all with a nigga for so long, y'all start talking like him, saying his sayings and shit. This nigga must say E. Because I can hear Kanika right now trying to talk like me. E, my shorty, you got that bust Let's say put up Think You Raw with that eerie ass laugh. This was November the 19th, no purple heart, pink heart. It's gonna be a status where he tell motherfuckers we gonna start doing all purple hearts. He was running that shit. And everybody gonna start doing purple. Think about it. First of all, every single person you looking for, and to all my researchers, everybody you looking for, you can find off Trey Germain's page. Period. If you can't find these motherfuckers off nobody else's page, go to Trey Germain's page. See, the person you looking for is his friend. I guarantee you that. All right. And so when he put the word out, that's what the fuck go. Especially if it's hashtagging Rico behind it, especially if it's Rico doing the talking. Okay. What it started was loads of guilt. And it started looking like a show off moment. So I wouldn't make myself look like I had anything to do with that plot or that setup. I was not there. I was in jail. You had a lot to do with that shit. Okay, it seemed like all that extra stuff that he was doing was really for the public. And that's what, think about it, y'all. We fell in love with him. We fell in love with their relationship. Fuck the dude she was with. I didn't. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't. I actually followed Tax Free on Instagram. So I ain't gonna lie. I never fell for P Rico. I mean, not P Rico, Rico. I never fell for Rico. I've always been pro Tax Free. I follow him on Instagram. Okay, so I'm just saying a lot of people was deceived by this kid, and a lot of people still putting out. He did that shit for y'all. He did that shit for y'all. This nigga have everything to do with it. I know y'all all seen this picture before, but I'm just gonna show it just in case some of y'all haven't. This is piece of game. Okay, as y'all can see, I don't think it was a coincidence either that Birdie was in jail during that time. Birdie is somebody who is related to Kanika, but yet he's also Rico. So I don't think it was a coincidence the fact that Birdie, which is the one right here in the all black, I don't think it was a coincidence the fact that he was in jail. Okay, I think the timing means everything in this case. That's why I think it was somebody that helped them to mastermind this shit, because they did this shit perfectly to me, so perfectly to where a part of you even wonder, like, damn, was this something that just happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, because, but I just feel like it was a perfect ass masterminded plan. And one of the reasons why is because of that Taz breakdown that I did, of him alerting somebody that the girls was strongly about that. But anyway, this right here is a part of Gang Gang 3300. And it's not a coincidence that he wasn't there. Your guy right here in a multicolored sweater with the dark sunglasses, he was there. He is the guy that had on a red hoodie with the white strings with the dark sunglasses that we see walking through the halls. And also he was in Ty's live in that room, and he was like seated on the floor a little bit. So when you go back and you watch Ty's live, you'll see a guy that's sitting there in a hoodie. Now at first I thought that was Kenneth Tarr, but keep going back and looking at it, and you actually see he have on a pair of dark glasses. So it's mighty strange that he walked into the hotel them dark ass glasses on. He in a room with them dark ass glasses on, and he kind of like bent down on the floor when you see him through Ty's live. That's this guy right here with the multicolored sweater on. Okay, y'all see PZ in the back, PZ and Ty. That is Ty's connection to these people right here. PZ. PZ and Ty are BC's best friends. I showed y'all through them little clippings of they Facebook pages where they have kind of similar names, but they changed their names to be hidden under the radar. Okay, but that is Ty's connection to the Vice Lords. Ty is pretty much he's a renegade, so he will ally himself with whoever the fuck he want, and he will go against and make anybody the op that he wants. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Ty, so for us to see Ty and PZ together, and it be strange. It looks strange, but now once we understand that Ty is pretty much his own man, and the only person I can see him even considering to be chief is his fucking daddy. Okay, but Ty is his own man, so he can't align himself with Vice Lords or whoever the hell he wants to align himself with. That's why he became probably an EBK, an everybody killer. Okay, so this is Ty's connection right here, Peasy, which we all know. All right, so I'm pretty much connecting the dots, and I'm lining all these motherfuckers up together, and I'm showing y'all how they all lined up together, with the exception of these two in the front not being there. And it wasn't just a coincidence that these two Junius was not there. It wasn't a coincidence. Timing means everything pertaining to this case. I think Kanika gave me a boost of energy. I really do. We believe it was a vice lord setup, and other people was brought into the mix. Okay, basically.
You
Look
should
at
have.
some particular statuses and shit. Yeah, John, you can go ahead and talk. I'm looking through some
mm,
posts and some stuff that I want to share with y'all. So you can go ahead and talk.
Yeah, you should have some bombs dropping in the room right about now.
I'm really.
I'm serious.
It don't. I don't
You
know. Are
should have
y'all
some
with me?
bombs.
Are y'all following me? I know I'm not giving y'all my 100. Now I apologize today because I'm not feeling at my best right now. But I'm really trying to push it through. You know.
Yeah, you should have some bombs
And
dropping in the
honestly,
room right about now. Because, everything right now that you've explained makes a lot of sense. This thing was
yes,
filled with vice lords. Yeah.
Okay,
This,
look at I just dropped a post for y'all. Y'all can look at this post I just dropped. This is to verify that he took a loss. Okay, this is Rico. Every time you see the hashtag Rico, is speaking. Clap told me, fuck them losses. We gonna get that back. My boy, hi. Okay, this is November. Okay, we're talking about the conversation and a post that was made from friend 2 months after she passed away. Keep this shit in mind. Pay attention to the conversations that was happening. This guy is telling us that fuck them losses. A homeboy of his told him, fuck them. We gonna get that back. Okay, our turn coming again. My boys, they gonna hear us. So he basically letting y'all know he took a hell of a loss. Okay, he took a hell of a loss. But if he would have had somebody, and I'm not speaking against Kanika, but I'm telling y'all this is the mindset of these dudes. And this is the reason why he did what he did. If I had a girl that would have held my shit down, I wouldn't have had to start from scratch. I wouldn't have took this hell of a loss. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Okay, I'm telling you, I'm coming across these screenshots, so y'all ain't got to rock with me now. But I'm coming across them. I'm just moving a little slow because I don't feel good. But I'm telling y'all right now, Rico set this shit up. while he was locked up and made sure that shit happened before he got out. Him and his cousin Bertie. Boom! Bombs. Where they at, though? Oh, go ahead, John. I'm going to keep looking. Yes, Rico is dating somebody, Pamela, and beating her ass. And beating her ass. I mean, the last post that I seen he made about his girl, he was with her, and he is a very controlling type of dude. You know, you guys got to really read in between the lines. And you know, we were food, and I like I said, I never liked Rico. I just never, my spirit never connected with Rico. You know, but a lot of people was fooled by the shit that he was putting out. You know, but the thing was, Rico cat. He's a dangerous cat. You know, and so for Kanika to even cross over and deal with this gang, okay, and a loss for one dude, y'all gotta understand, it's probably a loss for the whole gang. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the money, if they are organized when it comes to the money, it moves in a certain way where everybody eat. Now I explained to y'all on my last lab. You know, you have to feed the beast. Everybody have to eat. You know, when you family, that's what make us family, because we all get money together. That's basically what it is. And we all living that life together, and we moving our enemies out the way together. Do you see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it was already dangerous for her to shift over to this group anyway. You know, but her mom moved her into this area, and she clicked with this guy. She fell for him. Okay, she became the Bonnie to his. We see this shit in the neighborhood all day, all the time. This is just some real stuff. She was just his girl, his ride or die. The nigga, they broke up while he was in jail, and we keep hearing his money. She took money person. This is the wrong nigga she took money from, and Mike was the wrong nigga that showed up that night. Are y'all feeling me? Please drop a one if y'all feeling me. Mike came to motherfucking collect because he don't want to hear about who, when, what, or how. Miss Teresa probably had enough time to come up with that money, but she didn't. If y'all feeling me, drop a one. Miss Teresa had enough time to probably come up with that money, and shit had to be taken care of before Rico got out of jail. If y'all feeling me, please drop a one. You see this shit all the time. This shit ain't nothing new to me. Besides the fact that they set her up gang style, this shit ain't new to me. Then you got everybody that love this nigga Rico involved in it. Look at the people that's involved in it. It was not ours. It was not. It was the section full of, it was just a little crew of people. Okay, so and they're that Rico. They might have a love for Kanika, but they love Rico even more. Stay with me longer and I can prove to y'all that. This nigga took a loss and he been trying to come money back every fucking cent. Okay? T Freaky is Rico. Every thug needs a lady. My bitch, my way. This is the dude that y'all fell for because he put some stuff out about my Kanika and our baby, and y'all fell for that shit. And y'all never once thought, what if this nigga had Kanika choked up somewhere in a corner while she was pregnant? Because y'all was so busy loving the idea of her having somebody that loved on her. Never thought about whether he was whooping her ass. I'm sitting here to speak for a reason. Listen to me. Never thought about if this nigga was whooping her ass. My bitch, my way. Now, this is the type of nigga that she was with. Look. This type of dude she was with. Okay, he might have flat ironed her hair after he yanked that shit out. And she had to get it sewed back in. So if we're gonna tell a story, let's tell it all. I believe Kanika is really empowering me tonight because I don't feel good. I promise y'all, every thug needs a lady. This is new woman right here. Somebody asked me about his woman. This is his new woman. I don't even know if he's still with her. I think he left her and went back to Mariah and then ended himself and then back in jail. And I don't know what's up with him now. But he would never be able to actually keep a real woman because he feel like his bitch his way. Okay? He's a thug. That's the type of dude, the real dude Kanika was with. Okay? So get over the wig picture that he put out over. Kanika ran off with this nigga money. All right? And it wasn't no game. It wasn't no joke. Because this nigga had to come back home with nothing. And it probably was all kind of dope, pills, lean, and everything else in them shoe boxes. Are y'all feeling me? Probably was all type of shit in them shoe boxes that she ran off with. He got out of jail a week later. C. Taylor, about a week later. But he made sure that shit was done before him and Birdie got out. They would be probably the main investigation. See, if y'all know, remember, we was told that it was 12 suspects that the police was looking at. And remember, the police had interviewed Mike, and they also brought up the name Smacks. So, the police even brought up in the report about the vice lords. It was nothing in the report mentioned about, the other gangs. And the only thing that was mentioned was the vice lords and certain vice lords' names. Okay, we got the idea that it was a huge mixture of them because, for one, Mike said it in his statement. He said it was more than one gang there, and we was all just chilling, no drama. And then we also hear the conversation in Ty's live. Okay, with the girls in the background having conversation like GD. That GD shit dead here tonight. So we believe in, okay, it's GD's there too. So we looking for a plot, a motive for all these three different gangs. When I'm telling y'all, what really went down was it was a vice lord setup. Ty Rowland was brought in the mix, or even Killer too, because they are friends. Okay, who may or may not be GDs, but it really don't matter at the end because they probably was just there just to accompany Ty. All right. Okay, here go this dude right here. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all this right here. This dude right here. Okay. Y'all see this picture right here? I'm gonna show y'all him. This is one of homeboy, sidekick, partner. Okay. All of these people you can pretty much, like I said, you can connect to Rico. Every last one of them. The only person that you really not gonna see is Mike, and they intentionally did that. They had to intentionally do that because I believe that Rico get his work from Mike. Okay, and Mike don't really they stuff out there. Mike is a little bit different. Okay, this guy right here that was in the red sweater is what I believe with the black sunglasses, really close with Rico. All right. So but anyway, like I was saying, the reason why you don't see these two together is because that's his dope boy. That's where he get his work from. So a lot of times you won't see, them actually connected like that, and it could be the main two people in this case. You see what I'm saying? The main two primary suspects. So that could be another reason why you actually, but you know they know each other. Hell, Mike, they know everybody. They got the same crew, same clique, same friends. So why do you see them all communicating with each other, but you don't see Rico and Mike? That should stand out to you. They are hiding something. Why would Tyrone disappear off of Facebook and then create a different page? He's hiding something. Why would Peasy here and create? He's hiding something. They tell on themselves if you really just pay attention to people. They tell on themselves. Okay, and we believe it was more about getting that money back, than really killing her. I do agree with what my team say as far as things, probably went further than they planned, or things got messy at some point. I do believe that strong possibility. Um, but at the end, they had every intention on trying to get that money and probably even trying to swindle Miss Teresa for that money. I don't want to keep, really throwing her into the mix. I'm really feeling strong about the fact that she already knew. This is the reason why she haven't spoke on this. It shouldn't take outsiders and YouTubers to bring this shit to life. And you really looking for, answers for what happened to your daughter. This shit should have just been brought to light from mom. So I kind of feel that maybe she knew all along. And if y'all can remember, I'm gonna take y'all math. I don't have the actual confess back to a confession that was given to an Instagrammer, and it was confession saying, Kanika not no queen. Why y'all call her queen? She did this, that, and the other. But remember, they also said Mama T knew all along. She was smart. She played the public. She played the public and got that money. Remember, I believe it was some truth to that. I'm really now starting to believe it was some truth to that. And the reason why I believe that is because I do believe that Mama T knew that her daughter owed this nigga some money, or owed Mike some money, or whatever the case. Because this is not no shit that get kept quiet throughout the hood. Do you see what I'm saying? This is no shit to get kept quiet. So why wouldn't they try to get her for the money? So it goes back to that post. I'm bringing this shit to light for y'all. That post, that right there, that was sent, I believe 100% did have a lot of truth in it. Okay, I believe it had a lot of truth in it. So let me see what else I got for y'all. Let me keep looking.
Seeing at the same time too, that would make sense for Zach to have done the interview with obviously Peas and Teffy, and we already know who they're associated with. So
Mm-hmm.
he did the video to get those guys off the hook.
Mm-hmm. Right. You got me. Yep.
That was the only reason for
Yep.
the video.
That was the only reason to get them off the hook. Because look, they was not friends of Kanika. They just knew her through her boyfriend, through this dude right here. The whole point of the Zach Live was to get the hook. You said it, John. You said it, John.
Yeah, because
This
that would be
dude
the
right
only
here.
reason. That would be the only reason that he would have to do that video with Teffy in the same clothes right away, so that this way they can get those fellas off the hook. And if they were associated with the Vice Lords in any way, shape, or form, we were going to find out anyway down the road.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. Yep. We were going to find out anyway. And I believe, too, this is the reason why they had other people brought into the mix. Look like a Vice Lord ambush. This is what I want you guys to understand, too. This what I said to y'all about the fact that Kanika was a breed. She was a breed before her family was breed. Think about it. Any street attack on her would have probably started a war with the breed. You see how her uncle went ballistic when he found out what was up. Okay, he went ballistic, and he ended up getting killed. Right. So imagine what would have happened If a known crew would have just rolled up on her, Kenny just getting out of jail, just imagine what would have happened. It would have really been a war that we would have been seeing right in front of our eyes. So I believe this is the reason why I plan had this, because Kanika was not an ordinary person. Her name on both sides of the fence held weight, but she had to be dealt with. And not to mention, Rico is also like family to her family. Do y'all get what I'm saying? So he had to try to remain under the radar, absolutely nothing, and had nothing to do with it. Are y'all feeling me? I don't have that post. It's in Facebook. Do y'all remember that post I shared in the Facebook group where Rico made this long, and a lot of y'all probably seen this long status to Miss Teresa, like, I'm sorry I haven't been around. Do y'all remember that? And Miss Teresa did not respond at all. At all. Okay. And I do believe the whole reason why, some people was probably, acting like it was all good, like J Money, because they was planning shit smart. Now I even showed y'all a screenshot of me and Marco conversation where he said we gotta play this shit smart. I seen one of them niggas and we chased them. Do y'all remember me sharing that with y'all? Marco said I seen one of them niggas and we chased him. Marco and Kenny do not mess with these 33rd block boys. So for what niggas did y'all see y'all chase? Them? Like, is they at war with them? Okay, and we also have a whole nother group that we haven't even talked about, which are the BDs, and we're gonna get to them. Okay, we have a whole other group we haven't even discussed. But as far as this group right here, the initiation, the setup, we believe everything began with this dude that we looking at right here on November the 3rd. As you can see, a couple months later, he's still trying to get back on the streets to get his money back. Lil Rico, you can't see this. I don't know if y'all can see this on the panel. Lil Rico could have did 3 streets. Lil nigga 19 right back on his feet. That's coming from somebody who took a loss. Now, remember, to y'all, I said in the beginning when I was talking about the GDs, I was saying, they must have took a loss. Remember, I was actually speaking this stuff, but didn't know who I was speaking this stuff about. Think about it. And maybe I am a prophet because I was actually speaking this stuff, but just couldn't really line up who actually initiated this or why. So, for me, go ahead, John. I'm gonna keep looking through some pictures while you talk. John.
Yeah, because Pease mentioned inadvertently Rico coming out of jail the same day they were doing the interview on Zach's interview.
Yep. Yep. And why
Her
you
man,
think
her
that?
man was
You
locked
see what
up,
I'm saying?
and he was coming out the day that Zach shot the interview. I mean, Pease
Mm-hmm.
says it.
He said that. He was come out the same day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And why you think he mentioned that? Remember we said that at the beginning. I wonder why. What was his whole purpose of even mentioning when he came home? Kind of stood out to me too. Now that you mentioned it, John.
Only
I don't know if
because
y'all
of
was
what you
thinking it.
just said. Only because of what you just said. It gives him an alibi that displaces him from what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna pull up another picture and real quick, and then I'm gonna look at the chat and hear what y'all got to say. But yeah, he had wrote a post. I don't know if I got the other part of the post, but I just want y'all to see J Money commenting. Like I said, I believe at this point, in the beginning, J Money was pretty much on to them, but they was trying to play shit smart. Like I told y'all, Marco, Kanika's cousin, actually said to me that we playing shit smart. So, in him saying that, I'm actually believing that this is the reason why J Money was kind of like infiltrating, I guess you want to say, on a group, in a clique. You see what I'm saying? Like he kind of goes statuses and shit like that. I'm believing he was making it seem like it's all good. It's all good. You see somebody commented underneath there and they said, J Money, man, tell them to fuck on since they banging with the bitches who led her to the setup. Okay, so we knew from the beginning that this shit was a setup, and we knew from the beginning that the people at that party had set her up. This is was shit that was coming from us from the very beginning. We knew her friends did it, but see, these people have intentionally distract us. Like I said, I wish Nasty Grace was here to speak behind me because she's found a lot of some YouTube pages, Facebook pages that have literally been created, okay, and that are attached to Trey Germain name, okay, but have been created to steer the narrative with all these fake ass pictures, everything, y'all. And I wish she was really here to confirm that and tell y'all what she found. Maybe I get her on another lab to kind of go over that with y'all. So I really believe that Jay Money was really infiltrated because remember he's the breed. These are vice lords, okay? So I believe he was really trying to find out what happened to Kanika, and this is why you see him all on their page and shit. They probably just outsmarted them. I don't know, but that's what I'm thinking. Like nigga, we don't trust you. We know what we did for real, and that's what it is. And I don't know. All right, and also keep in mind that, like I said, Bree Bree is cousins to Rico. Only Rico, she's in a relationship with his best friend. Okay, so who do you think her loyalty lies with? Oh, I still talk to Nancy Grace behind the scenes. Living in Australia, so our time zones is completely different. But yeah, she's in a Facebook group. So if you was in a Facebook group, you would know Nancy because Nancy be dropping bombs in there. She on that ass, but she in a Facebook group. But as
So I
far as
just
us
want to
trying to get her on a live and stuff like that, sometimes it's really hard because when we vice versa.
I just wanted to say
Okay, I'm gonna read this
I
chat.
just wanted to say Rhea,
Go ahead.
is Rhea still there?
Raya, Raya.
Yes, John, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I just
Raya,
wanted
is
to
this
make sure
something you
that you were
want to
still
say?
there.
Actually, I'm just listening to all that you're saying, and you're totally on it. I agree 100% with everything that you and John are talking about right now.
Y'all want something to say, just let me know, and I'll mute and let y'all speak at any time. This is one of the posters I was looking. Basically, Mike D jumped on, and like I said, this Jane or Jane Tony is actually Peasy. He wrote a status about the Mexicans, coming to the neighborhood. Mike D said they almost got effed up. He said, I heard Mike, see you don't call and check up on your boy. Mike say, I don't call emails, bro. Okay. And he said, see, that's where you faking that shit. I can't really understand what the hell they be typing. And it's so small, but that's what I wanted to show y'all. Like Mike, okay, he only operate via email. He don't operate by phone. Now y'all know when a nigga don't use the phone, why they don't use the phone. All right, Mike is really running that shit. Mike is over. Um, I ain't gonna really say over, but he controls or he supplies. I'll say supply. He supplies the drugs. Okay, Lord. So Sam, I've been, calling for you. I would love to get you a part of our team because I know you over there working by yourself and you over there working hard on this case, bro. But you was right, that conversation that we had. Mike is a traveling vice lord leader. He is a leader and he do have a lot of businesses and things like that. But he also supplies drugs. So that's how he got the businesses and shit, I'm sure, through drug money. Okay, so this is the person that also supplies Rico, which will make sense for him showing up at that party. He came to collect. Are y'all feeling me? Makes so much sense for him to even show up at that party. And I also show y'all Ty. He fills the trap house. This is what he do. He's also supplying. And I don't want to say a particular group because I don't know. I didn't really look off into that. But and I don't even know if Mike, and Ty kind of got a business together. They that they running drugs together. And I'm kind of feeling that they are. And I'm kind of feeling like, either that or he was just called in from Peasy. I don't want to really reach with that, but we do know that both of these guys supplies the drug. Okay. And Mike is the man. So I believe him being there really the bomb dropping that night. Okay, and Kanika probably seeing them before anything went down, Lord. Her heart probably dropped. Her heart probably dropped to the floor. Now that I think about it, when she saw them two there, her heart probably dropped to the floor. Do y'all hear me? Jesus. Whew, help me. Mm. Oh, baby, I can't imagine a feeling like it was probably like seeing a fucking ghost. Like for real. That's all I can really think. Like it was probably like seeing a ghost, and them two side by side together. I couldn't imagine. I mean, like I couldn't imagine because these are two dangerous people. And if Rico would have actually been out two, them three together, that is a dangerous group, y'all. I mean, all these people are dangerous. Don't get it twisted. We are not looking at out here playing. These people is what makes Chirac me. These are the people that make Chirac what it is today. Mm.
See
Okay, so
now
y'all
that
see
yeah, so now
oh
that
go
you
ahead, go
mentioned
ahead.
it, now you understand why Rosemont Crown Plaza Hotel is afraid of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Now we
Mm-hmm.
understand why the
They would
Rosemont
have
Police
anything to
Department
do.
is afraid of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Because once they done
Then we
those
don't
interviews,
really talk about their families. They have big families too. Like they name also carry weight first. I'm also believe that Mike people carry weight, and that's probably how he became the man he is today. So you also talking about as far as Chicago, these dudes name carry weight, and they used to getting off. They
right?
probably used to doing shit and getting off.
Absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
when the Rosemont Department interviewed the people that they did, and they found out that these people were associated with the gangs, they did not want to have shit to do with these people, period.
Not at all.
Nothing. Because it would only make sense to shut this case down on Rosemont's behalf, not press charges. Let these people walk because the last thing that they need is to have somebody come to Rosemont to the Crown Plaza and mess up their business from all the people that they were already involved in the investment of that brand new restaurant that just opened up recently.
Yeah. I believe that they wanted to get them people out there here, out there, don't come back, get away, go, and just get them out their life. You know what I'm saying? And just try with that theory that they created and just get it out them, want to go through an investigation. We don't want to have to deal with this gang. None of that shit. I mean, you think all the odds were stacked against them. They already have a history of the shit that the owner is into, you know, that I'm pretty sure that they didn't want dug up. Then on top of that, they don't want no beef with these gangs for real. They don't. So it's reasons why I can personally, it's many reasons why I can see them not wanting to get involved. But definitely, like you said, John, number one thing is they don't. These are some dangerous people, and I know me for one, I kind of slept on it a little bit, but now I get it. Now I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. These are the people that make Chirac what it is today. These are the descendants of a lot of these gangsters, and back then they had leaders, they had people like Larry Hoover that was trying to establish a political movement with them and have everybody more organized and things like that. But now that their leadership is gone and they don't really have nobody over there trying to mentor them, they basically just doing their own thing, and they are more dangerous now than before. So this right here at the bottom, this Chester Mob Ron, this is the guy that I told y'all. He also runs things. As y'all can see, James Tony, like I said, that's Peasy page. Y'all see Dorian right there commenting on Peasy page. So that's just proof. Y'all can go on Facebook and look him up. But yeah, he trying to like he was flying under the radar. I don't know if he's still using that page now, but for a while he was using that page. Um, but yeah, so these, I mean, it's no joke, it's no joke. Loyalty is a big thing, and not snitching, that's huge, and I believe that Kanika loyalty was tested, and I believe she failed that test. So, of what happened. Not to mention she flopped gangs, so she was never really one of their own to begin with. She didn't grow up in a neighborhood. She wasn't day one with them people. Are y'all feeling me? And that's probably why her uncle said, "Hold on, them is not her friends. Them niggas ain't her friends. She might go with one of their homeboys or whatever like that, but they ain't her friends." She didn't grow up with them people. She don't really know them people like that. She don't, they was never invited to the family barbecues and shit. They wasn't her friends. Okay, so but if you just pay attention, you can really see that it's rankings to these people, and you can actually see it by just paying attention to their conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like when a nigga cut into them and say certain things, and you can look at their response, and you can just really pay attention to who is really ranked. Like when Ty come in and speak, or when Mike come in and speak, the response is totally different. Or Chester, pay attention to that. They like the Chiefs, or the Dons. So, and maybe because they supply the drugs, and maybe because of their rankings, I don't know. But just pay attention to that though. So you see Dorian right here commenting on the page, talking about somebody they just locked up. Okay. Okay, so it's something else I wanted to show y'all pertaining to, but before I do that, get into like the BDs and what role I believe they played that night, if any. Okay. But before we get into that, I'm gonna give John and Right, if you guys want to speak, and I can speak to the chat room, and then we'll go off into that for a few minutes. John, Reyes, do you have anything y'all wanted to say before we get off into this?
I think you did a great job uh, breaking
Oh,
this
thank
whole
you, John.
thing down, really. It takes a lot of energy and effort to do it, but one thing that the people in the chat now realize is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't your
And
ordinary
yeah, you
group of
mentioned.
people getting together at a hotel kickback, just acting like, they're just regular people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, as a fact, we know that there were gang related involvement at that hotel. We know what happened to Kanika. We know what the hotel did to cover it up. And the Rosemont Police Department wrote it up.
Hold on, John. Let me try to mute myself, but this screen share keep popping up. Let me try to mute myself because you breaking up, and I know it's because of me. Hold on.
Okay.
When I go mute, then you can finish.
Okay. So you did a fabulous job breaking this whole situation down. It wasn't your ordinary group of people showing up at a hotel kickback just to have a party, and that's it. We broke down the fact that this just wasn't a kickback. This was a setup. The whole entire thing was a setup. That ties into the people that were there. And almost now, going into 8 months, we've identified the players on this side of the spectrum, whereas everyone was on the other side of the spectrum looking at the videos that the hotel put out. They released them. The police released the narratives, in which they did. Irene and Ty's live was released shortly after the event. You had Zach TV come in to try to do an interview to put cover on some people. And our heads are twisting in the wind saying, the hell's going on? Now, all of a sudden, in a short period of time, with the due diligent work that you've done and Ria's done, myself included, along with several other people as part of the team, we've dug into an area that the outside YouTubers have not even touched, more or less want to touch, because there's a lot of cover up going on there too. Remember when I used to think that a certain YouTuber that's on almost 24/7 with their brother is out there, redoing the narrative and pointing it at a particular person, a specific person. Whether they had any involvement in it or was there at the hotel, well, that stands to reason. We're still looking into that. But at the same time, too, we can't escape the fact that there were gangs there. Ty Rollins is associated with a gang. Tanasia Walker is associated with a gang. Shaniqua Watkins is associated in some way with the gang. We got Patrick, we got Pease, Dorian Hill, Teffy. We got a number of people associated with gangs, and we kept going, and we kept going. And every time we turned around, whether it would be Mike, or Neff, or Smacks, or Wayne, and I can keep going on with the names, each and every one of them was associated with gangs. So you got to come down and break it down to its lowest common denominator. There were some gangs at the hotel, period. That same night. Case in point. What were they doing there? Why were they invited? What was the reason for their presence being at that same hotel when the ops was there? The opposition. We started tying together some very serious pieces of information to try to make sense out of this whole thing. And we have. So is the chat room. Because there's nothing that the chat room right now can think of other than the fact that this is definitely gang related. And all the pieces of the evidence are there. All evidence leaves clues. And we discussed that topic before. And so we have the clues. And we got the evidence. Because they were there. And now to go as deep as we have to find out that, this was a gang move. Specific gang move. Because whoever Kanika was associated with made those moves against her. And for valid reasons. One we can think of now. And the bottom line is money. If she messed over with somebody's money, in this case she did, and that person was locked up, and in this case they were, and she was with that person to know that there was money there, and in this case, we know that to be true, it's easy to fit the pieces together to see how this setup occurred. At that particular time, with those particular people, at that particular place. And if it was a Rosemont hotel that they chose, in which they did, to do this kickback and call it a party in any way, shape, or form, call it whatever, just to set her up and to make sure that she was there, and which she was, and people got paid to make sure that she was there, or some kind of deal on the side to give them brownie points, whatever, in which they did, it becomes plain and obvious to see that Kanika Jenkins was set up. This is not an accidental death. This is a crime scene and a murder investigation. Rosemont Police Department closed this baby because they did not want to have, in a population, a village of 4,000 people infiltrated by these gangs. Number them 20 to 1 in any day of the week. They could blow that hotel right off the map. And they can't afford that. Or the Doubletree. They can't afford that. Or the Marriott. Or any other place that's near that airport. O'Hare Airport in Chicago. They can't afford it. So the best solution for them was very easy. Because they understood something. They understood what the police reported. This is gang-related stuff. You don't want any part of this. Best thing to do is to step away. Let us write it up as an accidental death. And keep it as simple as that. Now, how they conjured up Kanika walking in the hallways, inebriated, and all this other stuff, that came into play too. But we'll never forget the first video footage that the news media put out by accident, and it shows shadows and people in the video around Kanika. And no one can forget that. Absolutely no one. And then they come back maybe a week or two later after releasing this video footage to show us otherwise. And to say that she walked into her by herself. And she didn't. Clearly, she didn't. They can't prove it, and guess what? We can't prove it either. I wish I could prove it. Malika wished she could prove that Kanika walked into that freezer and this case would be closed. I mean, it would have been closed. Andrew Holmes couldn't prove it. He may have bad eyes. I think so. He's an old guy. He wanted this case closed. The best way to do it was to side with the hotel and the police department. He was a voice of credibility as an activist in Chicago. So who's to say he was wrong? Well, we did. We said he was wrong. Because to this day, we do not see Kanika on any video that we've seen or that they've showed us of her walking into that freezer, closing the door, and taking a half step up and turning to the left and opening up the second door and having that door close behind her where she's in the dark. Now she can't get out. The freezer's on and she froze to death. The coroner's report came back that it was a combination of alcohol intoxication and hypothermia. It's all I can come up with. And some kind of substance called Topiramax that was in her system, an unprescribed drug. Okay, we got that. But we know damn well.
John.
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Since you brought up that unprescribed drug, I'm getting ready to find a screenshot. I'm gonna let you keep talking, but I'm gonna find a screenshot that I found, y'all. Rico have seizures. Rico have seizures. So I'm gonna find y'all a screenshot while you talking, but I wanted to go ahead and point that out too. That was a big thing to me because I haven't seen nobody really openly. I heard it was rumors about, Kanika or whatever, but actually Rico have seizures. So he is on seizure medication. I just wanted to bring that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and look for that while you're speaking.
Okay. Yeah, so we have Topiramax supposedly in her system. We've got a 112.112 alcohol level in her system. And then we have the hypothermia, the coldness of the freezer that wasn't supposed to be working in a kitchen that wasn't in use. A lot of crazy information, yes, but it produced crazy questions, specific questions. And even to this day, you expect us to believe that? Not at all. Malika doesn't believe it. Rhea doesn't believe it. Jesse Drew doesn't believe it. The people in this chat room doesn't believe it. And there are some people that are still, festering and foundering in other YouTube platforms. They still don't believe it. Facebook doesn't believe it. They're still going on today. Now, when you get evidence like this that changes the course of the entire case, now we go into a different direction. Who was Kanika Jenkins? What was she about? Where did she live? How did she grow up? What schools did she go to? Was she a part of any kind of academic program? Something her family could remember her by. We start to look at the people that she was associated with. Onifa being one of them, Shemaya being another, Bree being another. Irene, the infamous Irene, only knew her about 2 years or so, and I think that was through an associative type process. Not to say that they were friends, but they hung out from time to time. They knew of each other to a degree. Okay, and then there's more. Lenora Harris, sister. What part does she play in this whole thing? Where has she been? Where's her voice? Does she have a gag order on her too? And I'm sure that Teresa Martin, wow. Teresa Martin is an extraordinary woman, I have to say. Out of all the information and background that we know about her, upbringing, where she comes from, and the kind of household that, she ran. at the time. It makes you really kind of wonder, you know, what kind of mom would lose a daughter in the way that she did and really not show any emotion or really not fight in the way a woman would fight for their own child, for the loss of their own child, especially in this manner. We've seen her demeanor like we have never seen any mother's demeanor in this case. And that's questionable. She left it that way, only for us to find out a lot about why she kept her mouth closed. And it makes sense. It makes sense because if you knew what she knew and you knew her daughter the way she did and the kind of people that her daughter associated with, like she did, and in the way and the manner of which that association happened, yeah, you'd keep your mouth closed too. They'd be the first ones knocking on the door to say, you say something, we know where you live. Your best bet is to go after the hotel for negligence, get yourself some money, okay, and call it quits. Close the book. And that's exactly what she's doing. And she's focused in that area. That's it. Getting on Facebook and making the comments that she did, really doesn't stand the test of time to really say what you're really after. In her case, that is. James Coleman, what role does he play in this? If he's still around, was he involved? And if so, what was his involvement? Does he have gang associations? And we can keep going on and on and on. But right now, at present, that we know of, this is a gang-related situation, either out of retaliation in some way, shape, or form, or payback. I stand to lean on payback based on the information that we've come up with. Malika has done a fabulous job in going down to the grains to find specific pieces of information that make sense. And when you talk about motive, well, we got it right here. If the BDs didn't have motive to touch Kanika, then they set another gang up to have and build and create their own motive to take her. And in this case, vice lords play a very important role because there were more of them at that hotel than, my goodness, the people in the damn hotel that was showing up all over the place. And they knew where to go and they knew what areas to avoid. And that's where the hotel's internal mechanism, whether it be management or security, comes into play. Because if you got a little bit of dollars in your pocket, you can pay anybody off to shut up. And that night, the security shut up. And then that night, management shut up. What Irene got at front desk at 1:18 a.m. that morning when she went downstairs and met Bree in that hotel lobby, and what that front desk manager, gave her over the counter, whether it might have been keys to hotel rooms or whatever, it just was a transaction that was way too early in the game. So Irene's story is suspect. Teffy's and P's story is suspect. Zach's involvement during the interview is totally suspect. But then again, I stand to lean on the fact that if he did the interview like he did, it was only to clear a gang-related type of situation off of people, more so than anything else. So we wouldn't even think about it being a gang. But he failed. He failed big time because he hasn't put out anything since. They want to do a movie about Kanika now? Oh my goodness. I wonder how that's going to spin off. But nonetheless, we have the facts. and to break it down to grassroots like Malika has, and she'll continue to. We're not finished. This is an ongoing investigation. We are coming to an area of closure because we're getting down to specifics. For those of you in the chat, like I once sat in the chat like you, listening to someone who's on a platform regarding this case, you know, as a parent, single parent, or you're a husband and wife, you've got kids, this is something that we have to look out for, and keep close to the chest. We're playing a very different game in today's world, more so now than ever before. Our kids are going out into areas of life that we wouldn't even think about. And we never know when that time happens, but that's where our due diligence regarding this case and regarding our own children come into play. You know, Once again, I can't get enough of thanking Malika for sticking this out. This takes spiritual fortitude to push this hard, to go this far, to get where we are now in almost 8 months. And it takes the same fortitude for, you folks in the chat to stick on this story until you get some kind of closure because you want to know the answers too, like everyone else. We're fighting for these answers. And my goodness, we've come a long way. This is an entirely different avenue that we've even thought about to get to the truth. The time for truth and revelation, well, we've gotten tonight. We've got a lot of information. You now know what you didn't know almost 8 months ago. It just wasn't something that showed up on TV and you've got nothing behind it. You've got people out here on a day-to-day, week-to-week, and even month-to-month basis providing you with this information and making sure that you have accurate information so you can go back and check it yourself. And that's what this is all about too. It's not just taking Malika's word at face value, my word, Ria's word, Nancy Drew's word, or anybody's word. I don't care who they are on Facebook. You go back and check the details out for yourself. If they click, you got it. And if they don't, guess what? Flush it. Just flush it. But I've always said the truth and the fakery together make up the whole story. And you begin to see the whole spectrum as to why this whole thing started from the beginning. There's a lot here. If you've got a lot to hide, well, you've got to keep going until you hide it all. But in this particular case, you can't hide it all. You can't cover it all. Because the truth comes out of it anyway. A lie will not stand. A house divided, remember? A house divided shall not stand. And this is a divided house. It's a house of cards. Everyone has a role, everyone has a doorway, everyone has their own lane. Everyone's got a specific whatever it is. But the house of cards is coming down. We got the players. We know what they're all about. And the bottom line, the root of evil and their works is money. It's what keeps their system and their way of life going because they've got nothing else. And they don't mind taking a life either. We obviously see that on a day-to-day basis. All you got to do is just go online, hit the Chicago Tribune or CBS News Chicago, and see who got shot last night, or just an hour ago, or even 5 minutes while I'm even talking. So I'm going to back up, and I just wanted to say, Malika, you've done a fabulous job in putting out the truth and giving some incredible revelations as to where we are. And we've got a little more to go, but we're going to have this thing wrapped up in short due time, And I'm just glad to be a part of the team and making my contributions the best way I know how I'm good at research and investigation work, even though that's not even my background. I work with numbers and people all day, but it just helps in a way to where the bottom line is that if the truth is there, you got to find it, and it takes work. You don't shut it off, shrug it off, turn your head, and just say that's somebody else's problem, because it could be yours one day, could be any of ours one day. So we have to deal with it, and together as a team, and as a family. I don't care what color you are, where you back, or what your background is, or where you're from, or whatever. We're all a family anyway. We have to live on this one little planet called Earth. What else is there to do? If we don't take care of each other, regardless on who we are or what our background is, then we're doing the wrong job and we don't belong here. But according to God, we do belong here. And He's trying to teach us some lessons along the way and trying to make us smarter than we were yesterday about it. So, with that said, all blessings and grace and love and glory go to God. Malika, once again, thank you for your work tonight. Incredible, incredible stuff. And I'm sure that the chat, knows that already. Because every time you come on, people listen, just like myself. Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of this team. I know Kanika thanks you. We wouldn't be I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for all of y'all. Y'all helped me pretty much put this stuff together. Raya, you came in at the last second. It's like one of those players that come in and score the winning point at the last second, at the last minute. And I'm definitely appreciative of you. Anything that you want to say? Any closing remarks? Any floor? Raya.
Hi. I just want to say that John, well spoken on that last commentary that you just gave. Malika, you have done an excellent job. And just like John said, I was just one of the ones that would just show up on your live and just listen. I would never comment. I would just listen because I felt like you were on the same page as myself. So I am looking forward to working with you more on this case. And like I said, it's all for justice for Kanika. And um, like you say, let's get it. You know, together we can do it. I feel um, like I stated before, our purpose sometimes, we put our own selves in a box, or we allow other people to put us in a box. But God has given us gifts, talents, skills, abilities, to put to use for other purposes other than, what we think a lot of the time. And so, no, I don't have, like John said, I don't have a background in investigation or anything like that. I don't have a degree in any type of criminal, criminal background or whatever. But what I do know is that there is purpose on the inside of me, and if I can use my purpose to help, it's not about me, it's about helping someone else. And even if that person is dead, Kanika is gone, there's nothing we can do to bring her back. However, we can only work towards getting justice for her and bringing the truth to light. And I think so far all of us have done a good job with doing that. So that's all I have to say for now. Maybe I can get on a panel some other time. Um, but tonight I am so full because you have done a wonderful job with the presentation. So, again, thank you all for having me and making room for me and allowing me to share my opinion on what I think happened.
Right. I just want to say that you are a gem. You are definitely a light. God is using you as well. It's not just me. It's no I in team. And we know it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Even I Spy over there. I Spy, you a part of our team. Painting Truth. You a part of our team. We a part of your team. Anybody that stands for truth and stands for Kanika, we are family. And I welcome you guys. I was never selfish about this platform ever, and I will never be selfish about this platform. I welcome all of y'all to have a discussion, to come on and have a discussion with us, because it's all about Kanika. This whole platform was created for Kanika. That's why before I even start speaking, I wanna make sure we lifting up her name. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not about me at the end of the day. I'm appreciative. Y'all know I am to everything that y'all say. But I'm also humble, and I know the reason why I got into this. And I try to keep humbling myself so I can at least be, one of the few, that stay in this for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just appreciative. I'm appreciative. Like, we have a small group, but even a small group we have is powerful, is dynamic. I just believe that we all have been in prayer for answers. Like, everybody in this chat room, we all been in prayer for answers. And I believe together, God decided to move. And He brought us all together. Thank God that I'm so appreciative He decided to use my platform. But I believe it was Him that brought us all together for a purpose. It took a minute for me to actually see it. I can't lie to y'all. When Ryan first took a minute for me to actually see it, but I was on it all night. I was on it all night. And I'm telling y'all, don't just walk away from this taking my word for it. Go research those pages. The pages that I put out there for y'all, go look at them. Go research them. Do your own background research. And you guys will clearly see. Not only this was a setup, this is a Vice Lord setup. Okay, and it had everything to do with money and what Renika posted in the beginning. So, like I've always said from the beginning, I think if we want to find out who Kanika, how she ended up in that hotel and what happened to her, we actually have to step outside that hotel and look at her life. Look at the people she surrounded. Just what I did. That's just what I did. Um, so yeah, I seen some of y'all comments. I didn't get a chance to read everybody. I am going to read the comments, and we are going to answer any questions or any comments that you guys might have. But I did see one comment about Miss Teresa's involvement. I don't know for sure, but I do believe that she knew ahead of time. Okay, I believe she knew like everybody else knew. You can't take somebody money, run or whatever, and it don't get around. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe she knew, and I do believe that they kind of forced her to pay that debt in the beginning. And I think it was a timeline on it. Excuse me, because the Rico burnt, a few people was going to be getting out. Remember, I pointed out in the beginning too. At one point, a lot of them was locked up together. Okay, Ty, Killer, a lot of them was locked up around the same time, and I'm pretty sure at the same county jail. Okay, so that gives it a place right there where they all could have like talked about it. So but I'm just saying, like, don't take our word for face value. Go out there and look at them pages, look at the information that we provided for y'all. Um, Thank y'all for sticking with me. I've been a little bit under the weather today. I told y'all that little mishap I had earlier, and I think it kind of did something to me. Like I've been having a headache all day since that. But I believe Kanika had really strengthened me to kind of so I'm pretty sure I didn't present everything that I had for y'all. But I do believe it was enough, to really show y'all that, what's really going on and what was going on behind the scenes. And this is really nothing that's really out of the ordinary, not at least from my standpoint. It's not, this type of stuff happen all the time. The prison or jail or whatever, come home, girl, loses the money or fucks up the money, but I just believe because because it might have been a certain amount of money, and because the people that she was dealing with, overall, which was Mike Num, I believe there was a little bit more action that had to be taking place. More had to be taking place. Somebody else brought up, I just have a feeling that she was at the hotel that night, but probably didn't really know what was going on, and that's probably the guilt that she dealing with. But I don't really have any facts or anything to prove that, because I don't think she would publicly say, "Hey, I was saying." Um, but yeah, I'll go in the chat room, and if you guys have anything you want to say to me, Raya or John, go ahead and drop it in the chat room. And they don't have a extra device, but I'll go ahead and read it off to them. So if y'all have anything y'all wanted to say or any comments or questions, we'll go ahead and answer them right now. Thank you, C. Tyler. I tried to get through it. I tried to get through it. I think she strengthened me at the last minute. I swear I do. Oh God, Malika, you silly Casey. Oh God. I told my child, oh God. Take care of yourself, Malika. I am Nancy Drew in the building, y'all. I am Nancy. I'm gonna try to. I am. It ain't no try to it. I am, because I wouldn't be nothing if I don't take care of myself, and I have to be a wife, a mom, So I have to. So thank you for that. Thank you, Raya, John, and Malika. Oh, I spy said thank you, John and Malika. Y'all don't have to thank me. Y'all don't have to thank me. I'm actually grateful just to be chosen, to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually grateful for that.
I just wanted to say real quick to Malika, if I could. I just overheard you mention that I Spy was in the room and Painting
Hmm.
Truth was in the room. Uh, it, both of these women are incredible in the work that they put out. As long as they've been on this case, really dealing with getting all the facts, and proving their credibility, and really going after what we've been all going after. So my hat is off to Painting Truth. I got you on notification every time you pop up. I'm there. You've got some great information according to your investigation and how you're handling it and everything. And I think you're doing an extraordinary job for you to be where you are on the planet. Uh, and your accent is killer. I love your accent. I mean, it does help. And I Spy, you've done fabulous
I
work.
love her accent.
Yeah, I Spy has done fabulous work. She's been on this. Yeah, she's veteran. She's been out there, and I Spy has done incredible work in deciphering, images and photographs and editing and a lot of what we don't see if we take a look at it at first, until she points it out and tells people take a closer look. Here's the picture. And to do that, it takes incredible spirit and time and energy to really put forth that kind of effort to really want to get down to the bottom of what happened to Kanika. So my hat's off to you, ladies, for really genuinely putting out, in my opinion, that is, really putting out some incredible work and time and investigative mindset. And you might not even have a background in it, but you're doing extraordinary work. I support you. I root you on. Continue to do the work because it complements everything that we're trying to do as well. That's what I wanted to say. So thank you.
John, that y'all keep getting the work. What I Spy is doing. I believe she really making come to the hotel and the role that the part that they played. played in it. And that's huge for us because that's a big piece of the puzzle that we really haven't really, you know what I'm saying? So that's something that we can actually converse with her and work with her on. Um, at some point, she was left. She was at that hotel, and what happened from there, we to, and I think that's where a lot of YouTubers like I Spy, you know, people that Mike Mecca that you mentioned, you know, a lot of that we can get from them. Yeah, they have been heavily into it. And that I really respect her work as well, and Pain True. Those are 54 Keys. I have always said I supported. I think in the beginning with it is what I Spy. I think I had somebody that was really that infiltrated on me, and they got close to me and was kind of like trying to steer certain things, tell me who to trust and who not to trust. I had to really feel you out for myself, you know, and actually say, I think that you are seriously genuine. You are a genuine person. And I don't really know you like that, but that's just from me on the outside. You showed me nothing but love, even after I called you out. You showed me nothing but love, and I appreciate that. You know, and that lets me know that you was for Kanika all along. You know, so big up, Pain Truth. You just the bomb. I think we all just love you. And like is killer, honey. Your accent is killer. All good, love. Thank you, I Spy. I thank you for being a woman, you know, just being a real woman and saying, look, we gonna put all that bullshit because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You know, that it take a real one to say that. And I peeped that, you know, and that's what made me really like you. And so, hey, you know, she is here for Kanika. She is genuine, you know, so I respect you and I respect what you can work, you know, because like John said, this is really only the beginning. We really know the plot started. You know, we know who initiated it. But whole separate group, because remember in the beginning, me and John was saying like it's levels to this. You know, it's levels to this setup. So now we got to move to the next level, which is the road that you see what I'm saying. I've always said I was starting from the bottom and working was not just stuck on the game. Past the game, so I understood what role they played in all of this. You see what I'm saying? So now that I'm pretty clear on what took place in the role they played, now and as we doing that, we're gonna still be building our case, yes, okay. But I, you know, the ball game when we dealing with the Crown Plaza and Rosemont Police, a whole different ball game right there. So for anybody on the game, that's not true. We just always felt like, you know, coming at the ass and have to start way back at the bottom. And I'm so glad we did. Okay, because if y'all notice, a lot of these posts that I presented to y'all, October 2017. So a lot of truth and things, a lot of you know people were speaking in the very beginning. And so we had to take this case back to the very beginning to even get answers. How did she even end up at that hotel like that in that situation when it's all these gangbangers here? Somebody should have protected her. I mean, you know, I wasn't buying it. And how out of all her friends, she was the only one drunk enough to walk into a freezer. I just wasn't buying it. You know, so for me, I just wanted to start at the very bottom. I mean, I took a lot of backlash for that. People coming on Instagram like, girl, you showing stuff that we didn't already see. I understand that. But for me, over. Because it was the first time I investigation side. So but I thank y'all for being, you know, and going over those old Tide labs with me and Irene interviews. And I'm thankful for that. You know, so I just want to appreciate you guys, you know. So I thought maybe we can hook up with you a little bit later on down the line and figure out this whole thing. Like, at what point did they come in and why? Hold on, y'all. Or Riot take over. Let me mute it real quick. I got it. Hold on. Okay, John, Raya, y'all with me? I just had to go get them kids. They was
Yeah, I'm still here.
loud and stuff. Okay. Thank you for your dedication and excellent sense of humor, Malika. Thank you, Nancy. I was, all along I'm just being me. I'm just being me, and so I thank y'all for accepting me. But I'm just being me. You guys put everything in perspective. Let's get it. Let's. Yes, I've been subbed to I-54 Keys, definitely genuine, and J4K along with you all. We love you, and I think everybody that you just named is real people. I actually everybody sounds good. My girl up. Good night, I Spy. John, Raya, I Spy gotta go. Her phone is at 1%. She's saying good night, everybody. Tomorrow.
Yes. Good night, I Spy. And we'll definitely keep our eye on you because you do fabulous work, and God bless all of your efforts in getting justice for Tanika and being a counterpart to everything that we're standing for and everything else like that. No, you've done a sensational work. I know that you'll continue. Keep at it. You've got a team outside of yours, outside of yourself, that's rooting for you just as well as you're rooting for us. Because in the end, all of it's going to come to this place that we've been trying to get at, and all of it's going to be crystallized. Everything will be done.
Mm-hmm.
We will have closure for ourselves, and hopefully, just hopefully, Teresa Martin gets even better closure than she expected because people like us didn't give up. And I think she's going to come back our way somewhere down the road. We just got to keep fighting, keep focus, we stay the course no matter what. Because in the end, and in the long run, they always say, good work takes time. And so I commend you, ladies, I Spy and Painting Truth, and any YouTuber that's in this chat room that I can't see right now that's putting out the effort. Stay the course because you are our counterparts. We belong together, and so together we're going to get there. It's just a matter of time. But once we do, then everything will come back to us. All of our efforts, all of our time, all of our energy will be well worth it because we not only loved the way we do, we show the world who we are at the same time. We are a reflection of ourselves. And the mirror we step into will only show that truth. So, as a reflection of ourselves, looking at life from a different point of view, different perception, different perspective, that's the best example to be. And that's the only thing God will bless. So, thank you.
Okay, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to end this night. We appreciate everybody. Hearts. I love to see them colorful hearts. Lift name up, y'all. Lift that baby name up. Cause one thing we do understand for sure, she died a tragic death. And the world love her. We love her. We support her. Speak for everybody, but we definitely love her and we definitely support her. Drop them hearts and just for Kanika. Hashtag J4K Fact Not Fiction. For all the J4K haters, hashtag Fact Not Fiction. Okay, because she have a lot of haters. Okay, so J4K Fact Not figure up. We're gonna drop some hearts because we're gonna get to justice. We okay. We're not just sitting here pointing this stuff out to y'all for nothing. We're gonna figure out what the hell we need to do with it. All right. I hate that we couldn't on. One day we'll get her on and she'll share with you guys what she's been seeing behind the scenes. But remember the Facebook page, you guys. Come on over to the Facebook group. You guys will do a lot of posting and going live and send the invites to the Facebook group. Appreciate you guys. Raya, thank you so much, honey. I know this is so different for you when you had to step outside the box to do this. I felt like that in the very I was so nervous doing a video app. I was so nervous. So I know exactly how you honey, let me tell you something. Us three, we are the unlikely. Because even with John, I had to kind of convince him, like, it's your time, John. Come on out and speak. He's like you, just somebody that was in my chat, but he was dropping some power. We had a lot in common, you know, um, with our when it came to our theories and stuff. So I had to kind of pull him out the chat room, and get him on this panel. And I respect you guys for being bold doing it because I know exactly what it took to do that. I had to do it myself. Raya, you called, honey. God have called you for a purpose. So time. It's time. You know. So I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank my panel especially always. I love you guys. Until next time, we're gonna keep hope alive. We're gonna keep going. We're not gonna stop until he say it's over. Understand that. If y'all with me, I'm down for the ride. Right? Are you with me? We lead team. John, you with us? We in it for the long haul. We ain't giving up till we see some cuffs. All right, y'all. I love y'all. So in this live and to be continued this another time. Go ahead and the live before y'all leave out so we can get more attention with this video. All right. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. John.
Okay. Good night.
Bye.
Good night, guys. Good night, viewers. Love y'all.